so low. I tune to my TV show. No better way, I gotta get myself into gear. Let's go. Oh, and I feel good today with my wake up in the morning espresso. I feel good today. It's my feel good breakfast show.
Yes, it is indeed your feel-good breakfast show, and it's a Monday morning, the 28th of October. Welcome to it, you beautiful people. Thank you so much for joining us after what I hope has been a restful weekend for you. Intense it must have been, though, if you are a true Springbok fan. In the semi-finals, we were, oh man, against Wales, and we survived. We scraped through, but that means one more hurdle to overcome in next week's final against England. Oh man, what a game that'll be if you take a look at what they did against New Zealand, a clinical performance there from the English. And so this morning, as we engage with you on Expresso Morning Show SABC3, which is our Facebook page, there we go, keeping it very patriotic. We want to know this. It's South Africa versus England in the Rugby World Cup final. That's coming up next week. What are your final score predictions? Ooh, I heard Rassie Rossman saying that we are in with a chance, in with a very, very good chance. So the coach keeping it mildly optimistic for this Monday morning. But we want to motivate the box. Let's start them off today and run all the way into the weekend, into that try line, and bring the cup back home. And that will truly be wonderful. But we do appreciate your company at the start of a brand new week for a show that I hope will be equal parts entertaining and inspiring for you as well. G-Man, how are you feeling right now? Probably a bit of a flip-flop on the one side, happy for the Springboks, but not so much for Tottenham.
First of all, I don't know what you're talking about in the footballing front. All we're thinking about is rugby. Now, Spurs played well, at least. Yes, they did go down to Liverpool. But the Boks doing an amazing job this weekend. They really had to grind it out against some pretty tough, big, physical opposition in the form of Wales 1916. We are through to the finals. That's a Rugby World Cup final, guys. Let it sink in. And so I love the fact that we're going to be adding our 2 cents for this entire week in terms of what that score could be. Predict on our social media platforms. How do you think that's it's going to go? It's going to be a tough one, but I have a feeling Springboks still have another gear to shift into. It's going to be a beautiful, beautiful, inspired, patriotic week, and we love that. So well done to the Springboks. Let's see what the day is looking like. We know scorching temperatures up north, more rain down south. Let's see what today has in store for you. In Johannesburg, partly sunny conditions, but some very warm temperatures continuing. Then the evening, the sky is going to clear, temperatures becoming a little bit cooler with a light northwesterly wind expected throughout the entire day. Down in Durbs, more rain, believe it or not. Cloudy conditions can be expected with temperatures that are not as warm as the day before, and a little warm, little afternoon rain. And then as evening approaches, more rain. So rain, 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 rain. Port Elizabeth, you've got some rain on the way as well. Cloudy conditions with brief showers. Occasional sunshine in the afternoon. A strong southwesterly wind expected for the entire day with cooler temperatures. But again, be prepared for rain. And likewise in the mother city, intervals of clouds and sunshine with showers in spots throughout the day. Partly cloudy conditions are expected towards the evening and a southwesterly wind. Don't forget your umbrellas. So it's raining all around. We really don't mind. With water shortages across a lot of the country, we don't mind the rain.
We don't mind the rain.
You're looking very stately. You gave me a very stately nod there. Almost a presidential nod.
Presidential, influential.
Looking fantastic, feeling fantastic.
Thank you.
Did you watch the rugby?
I did, and what an impressive game. I mean,
thanks,
the Boks, you know what, we're always sitting on the edge of our couches and wondering, we hope it goes so well, because you see everybody supporting the game just before it starts. The last thing we want is for everybody's bubble deflated, but it was such an amazing game, and really
that bubble is now twice the size. So we're in the Rugby World Cup final. That's awesome. But we're feeling good. It's a Monday.
It's Monday.
Set it up, yo.
It's a Monday morning, and we're here to start the new week in style. This is the beauty room. Obviously, as we all know, this is where we get ready and really just get our looks ready. And hopefully you're up and about to also get ready to get suited and booted for a busy and productive working day and week ahead. So I'm feeling good today in my navy suit. As you can see, I've kept it quite classic. It's from Woolworths. Obviously, it's a true classic for every gent's wardrobe. If you haven't got a navy suit, you really are wasting time. What a better way to make it more relaxed and trendy for summer than to pair it with a golfer tee, which I've done and buttoned it up all the way to the top. It's a seasonal update look to the classic look, and it adds a new twist to it. And what it does is, you know, the pale, the shade of blue, navy can be quite like, but if you add like a golfer and you make it like nice and spicy, it can be nice. It's nice to play with, you know, these tones coming through. So this light blue with the navy blue, mixing using different shades of blue. It really does give this look and elevation. You guys have to try it out.
Yeah, man. You can also color block and go like boom with a bright color with a nice red or something like that. But I like the shades of blue. Okay.
But no Monday blues on this side.
Nah, man. I'm looking good, feeling inspired this morning. Hopefully you are as well. You can get all of these looks available in store, online, or with the awesome Woolworths app. So get to your nearest Woolworths store right now to access your own summer styles and a little bit of inspiration with Woolies.
Styling, gents. Very styling indeed. A quick reminder as well, because it is Monday the 28th of October, means there are 3 days left for you to enter Tropical Island of Treasure and join us in the island of Curacao. But of course, at the start of a brand new day, we love to inspire you, give you some words of motivation, especially because it's a Monday. It's a good thing to do as we start the new week. And so with that, we say, try to find your balance, okay? Finding your balance is a unique thing and it's a very important thing. And be aware and be active about living a well-balanced life. And balance is that sense of harmony and peace where you just have a little bit, you know, you've got enough of everything. You've got enough play, you've got enough work, you've got enough family time, you've got enough you time that you bring all together into the harmony that is your life. So find your balance, be aware and be active about living a well-balanced life. And balance is that sense of harmony and peace, and wishing you all of that fine, beautiful balance all throughout, not just today, but the rest of the week as well. But let's get you balanced out and find out what's happening in the latest news headlines. Here they are.
It's time for those news headlines. South Africa has a 0 fatal accident record in relation to airlines and other scheduled commercial operations, exemplifying the high standard of aviation safety and security in the sector, says Transport Minister Fikile Mbalula. The National Student Financial Aid Scheme is currently on a campaign drive in the Western Cape to attract applications for the 2020 academic year. Only 3% of the more than 240,000 applications received so far are from the Western Cape. In international news, Botswana's newly elected President Mokgweetsi Masisi vowed this weekend to make the economy his top priority in the diamond-rich country, which is struggling with income inequality, high unemployment and a high rate of HIV. The fugitive leader of the Islamic State group has been killed in a military operation in northwest Syria. He is reported to have detonated his suicide vest after fleeing into a tunnel with 3 of his young children, pursued by U.S. military dogs. And finally, rugby fans are elated that the Springboks have made it to the Rugby World Cup final in Japan on Saturday. Yes, and one of their supporters who will be watching them in Tokyo on Saturday will be none other than President Cyril Ramaphosa. The president has assured Springbok captain Siya Kolisi that the national rugby team enjoys the support of 57 million South Africans. And he says, "I am so proud of you personally and of the team as well." The president said in a video call to Kolisi on Saturday morning. The president has also jokingly told British Prime Minister Boris Johnson, "See you on Saturday, Bojo, when you will be watching Siya, the team and I hoist high the Webb Ellis Cup." And that's where we leave it for now. Here's Graham with a final look, or rather first full-on look at your sports.
Yes, so as Uncle Tubbsy alluded to, the Rugby World Cup news from the weekend, the Springboks have advanced to the 2019 Rugby World Cup final. It was after securing a narrow and nervy 19-16 win over Wales in the second semi-final that took place over the weekend. Of course, in the first semi-final, England were imperious, claiming a well-deserved 19-7 win over defending Rugby World Cup champions New Zealand to advance to the tournament final taking place this coming Saturday. On the sevens front, the Springbok Sevens team suffered a 21-5 defeat to Ireland in the final of the Athletes Factory International Sevens in Chester over the weekend, but still made it to the final. And in football, the defending PSL champions Mamelodi Sundowns suffered their first loss of the season, going down 2-0 to the table-topping Kaizer Chiefs at a packed Loftus Versfeld yesterday. Then on to motorsport. Reigning Formula One champion and current championship leader Lewis Hamilton claimed a brilliant victory at the Mexican Grand Prix ahead of Ferrari's Sebastian Vettel and his Mercedes teammate Valtteri Bottas. It happened late last night, but he will have to wait until the next race to retain his world title. We're going to delve a little deeper into as much of our weekend sports and, of course, our Rugby World Cup action in just a moment. Ryan Fraser is in the house. We'll see you for that in just a moment.
Now, we always ask you to send in your sunrise picture and show us what it's looking like in your part of the country. Not much sunrises in most parts of the country this morning, but Leon Fenter sent us his sunrise from Banana Beach in KZN, where mainly cloudy conditions can be expected, with a couple of showers reaching a maximum of 22 degrees. JP Malherb also sent us his sunrise picture from Robertson, where partly cloudy conditions can be expected. You've got a light morning shower over there, reaching a maximum of 17 degrees. Beautiful pictures. Thank you so much. Join them and send yours through to our Facebook page, Expresso Morning Show SABC3. And now we take a look at those temperatures across the country, starting off in Polokwane, 19. That's your low today, reaching a high of 35. And if you're out in Mbombela, times of sun today, the highest temperatures in the country as well, 18. That's your low, reaching a high of 38. If you're in the capital city, Pretoria, 12 minimum and a maximum of 36. With sunny Johannesburg starting off at 9, reaching a maximum of 33. Mahikeng, 10. That's your minimum, reaching a high of 33. With Klerksdorp's times of sun and clouds, 8, reaching a max of 31. Kimberley, 4, that's your low, reaching a high of 23. With Bloemfontein starting off at 3, reaching a high of 23 degrees today. 17, that's your low in Richards Bay with a high of 25. With a couple of showers expected for Pietermaritzburg, 12, reaching a maximum of 22. If you're out in Durban, expect heavy rainfall, 16, that's your low, reaching a high of 23. With light showers expected out in Mthatha, 4 and 24. East London, your low, 11, reaching a high of 20. With Craddock starting off at 3, reaching a high of 21 degrees. Light drizzles are expected out in Port Elizabeth, 11 and 18. With a couple of showers expected out in George, 9, that's your minimum, reaching that maximum temperature, 18 degrees. Sutherland, -2, reaching a high of 8. You also have the lowest temperatures in the country. Expect some rain as well. Cape Town, the mother city, I can hear outside, it's just that it's raining, but of course we can expect heavy rainfall throughout the day. Our low is 10, reaching a high of 14. Worcester, 4, reaching a max of 14. The Springbok starting off at 2, reaching that peak of 14 degrees. And lastly, Uppington starts off at 5 degrees, reaching a maximum of 21 degrees. Well, no matter what the weather's looking like in your part of the country, let's make it a feel-good type of Monday.
Yeah, what a beautiful Monday it has turned out to be indeed after a great weekend. Since Princess, high five for the Springboks making it into the final of the Rugby World Cup. How happy are you about that, Sis Princess?
Oh, I was so excited. I was over the moon. Yes.
She even changed her hair.
Hey! Oh!
Gorgeous.
New hair, who
gorgeous.
is?
So Ryan Freda is in the house to talk a little bit of rugby, talk a little bit of sports, a whole lot going on over the weekend, but we are feeling fiercely patriotic. In fact, I want to celebrate with a coffee. Thank you.
Yeah.
Nice
Good way to
strong
celebrate.
Just like, not that we need the quetza.
And of course, link up with us on our social media pages. We want to know what your score prediction is for the final coming up on Saturday. It's going to be a very tough game. Sis Princess, how do you see the game going? What do you think? What's your score prediction? England versus the Springboks in the Rugby World Cup final of 2019 in Japan. What is your score prediction?
2-1.
2-1.
Yes.
Bashape Springboks. Bashape.
2-1. Take it. 2-1. 2-1.
Only the highest grade Arabica beans. McAfee, great coffee, simple. See you after the break.
Only you can make my day.
Every day, brave young kids around our country fight their own private battle against cancer. To show them that other kids and families have got their back, a portion of the proceeds from every NutriKids product sold will go to secure the next Clever NutriKids Choc Home in Port Elizabeth. A support base where children undergoing treatment and their families are accommodated, supported and given a fighting chance against cancer.
Molweni Ndini, Uganet, South Africa, we just want to say thank you so much for your support. It really means a lot to us. We gave our best today for
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back. It is your Feel Good Breakfast Show. It's a Monday morning after a thrilling sporting weekend, which has come to an end with the Bliss Box showing their dominance, but yet falling short of the title at the Rugby Sevens. But from the footballing world, log leaders Kaizer Chiefs and Liverpool continued their fight for the PSL and EPL respectively. After claiming huge wins yesterday, and to share his views on all of the results from the weekend, please welcome senior sports writer Ryan Frieda. Always good to have you,
lads.
man. How are you doing?
Yeah, how are you doing, buddy? Very good, especially after the box performances.
Oh, man. You've got to love it. It was a scrappy one, though. Scrappy. We'll get into the details of that.
That's knockout rugby, man. That's knockout rugby.
Exactly.
Let's talk shorter format of the game. The 7 Series, obviously, the HSBC 7 Series about to kick off in Dubai a little bit later this year. But there is a sense that the 7 side needs to get those structures back in place ahead of this season. Not the best 7 season. So getting this kind of rich pre-season training. I mean, I don't remember us playing in this many pre-season tournaments ever.
Yeah.
Going down to Ireland, so at least the Irish did get one win in the rugby sphere.
Oh, rub it in.
How are the Boks must be feeling pretty good. The star players are back. They're getting a good test ahead of the season. Even if they didn't win the tournament, they're still in there with a shot.
Yeah, so they're putting bricks in the wall, right? So they're in a bit of a transition period now. When they they're in a little bit of a transition period now where they're introducing some new players into the mix, like you said earlier on, the likes of Sio Bellis and Natla coming back from 15s, and 1 or 2 other players as well, Rasko Speckman. And so they're kind of building this new thing, so to speak. And the tournament in Ireland, I'm sure they would have gone there wanting to win. They got a couple of injuries. I mean, big one was Ruan Nal going off early. But again, I think we're 38 days now away from Dubai. That's enough time for them to build, I think, something really competitive.
Yeah. Are the other 7 teams doing as much prep work going into the HSBC series?
Look, Neil Powell said specifically that he wanted like a big workload going in. Because of some of the there's quite a few new players that are being introduced into that squad. Yeah. So no, but I think they're doing okay. They where they need to be right now.
Yeah. Yep. And there's a cool vibe around the 7s team at the moment. You can get a sense that they really are going for a drive this year. Let's get into our PSL action for the weekend. I suppose the one match that everyone was looking at, our defending champions up against our champions incumbent. Is it too early to be talking about them as...
Yeah, wait.
How dare you?
What do you mean, 9 weeks?
Come on. You know, he's an anti-Kaizer Chiefs man.
I'm not, man. No, hey, listen, I've been celebrating the fact they are the original glamour side, the PSL is better when Chiefs are playing well. Let's be honest. We need our top guns to be performing, and we didn't want a one-horse race again. And Chiefs look good, man. They look like the real deal.
Yeah, they absorb pressure for a lot of that game, but it's a mark of a champion side. I'm not saying they're going to be champion, but it's a mark of a champion side. We'll speak a little bit later about the marks of champion sides and your Spurs, but they showed that sort of character and grit to absorb the pressure, and then to get that goal late on. I think it was 12 minutes to go, so kind of sealed the deal for them there. That was a big one because Sundowns were breathing down their neck.
Yeah.
But let's not discount Wits. They've got 3 games in hand, and they're not looking too bad either.
I mean, where's Pirates right now? I don't hear a lot of noise being made. They were given, I don't want to call it a hiding, you know, a little bit of a sucker punch there by Stellenbosch FC.
Could that
that for me was a wow.
But let's put it into context, man. These are the new boys. This is the Stellenbosch team is an interesting team, man. They've got no superstar players. Robin Johannes, we love you, man. I mean that with all due respect, but I mean, this is a side that they've now proven that must be a massive badge of honor for Stellenbosch.
Yeah, they give me. So I really enjoy watching them play. There's good shape, there's structure, there's a clear kind of tactical identity to what they do, and they've got. We spoke last week about like how important the spine of your team is, and you just mentioned Robin Johannes now kind of anchoring that spine, and they give me like a Leicester vibe, you know. They're not like out there like superstars, but they know exactly what they want to do and what they want to achieve.
Speaking of Leicester, the goals were pouring in.
I've been trying to like pause it up and delay, procrastinate as much as possible. Let's get into the English Premier League results for the weekend. Man City looking good against Aston Villa 3-0.
Keep going.
Man. So Wolves, Newcastle, that was a standout feature. Okay, Liverpool, Spurs. Look, Spurs played well. Okay, they played well. They went down 2-1. Yeah. Liverpool get another win. Yeah. That's tough, man.
Totally trying to brush over this, but let's analyze this, because right now that's left Tottenham for the first time, I think, this season in the bottom half of the table. They're hanging at number 11
could have gone to 6
right now.
Which would have been a mess. So things can change really quickly.
Yeah, for you guys, it's a big battle for 12.
It's tough, man.
So Liverpool, look, Liverpool haven't played well for a couple of weeks now.
Yeah.
And yet they seem to be grinding out the result, and that's the mark of.
They were better yesterday.
Certainly they were. Even after Spurs scored, the response there was immense.
Yeah.
And they dominated possession. We spoke off air about Spurs midfield not being able to get their foot on the ball.
There just is no midfield at the moment, man.
Right, so they just weren't able to control the tempo of play ever, and when you allow Liverpool to do that and tick over passes and especially creating the wide areas, you're always going to be in trouble.
Yeah, absolutely. And of course, Leicester with the biggest win in Premier League history. I think 9-0.
You're saying more points than the All Blacks.
Yeah, they scored more points than the All Blacks, something that we can all just cheer and laugh about. But just a quick one also, if you're going to be making plans to go and check out the Cape Town Sevens, probably the biggest entertainment.
It's the best sporting event on the calendar, as voted for by everyone.
Exactly. It's happening on Friday, the 13th of December, if I've got my dates right there. So book your tickets now, $150 each. You want to get in there early because usually they sell out very quickly.
Yeah.
Ryan, thank you very much. We're going to be talking World Cup rugby later on this morning.
And it's time for smooth fame and fortune with Tropica. The question is, have you entered for hashtag TIOT9 yet? Are you ready to win a shared 1 million rand grand prize? Have you always wanted to be on TV or radio like Anga, Bongs, or even Lizanne, or even Brandon Paper? Well, now is your time. Let's find out how many days you've got left to enter for the experience of a lifetime. Oh, 3 days. That's all you've got left to enter for hashtag TIOT9. You can enter by sending a WhatsApp with the keyword TIOT9 to 063-921-8395 for entry details. Time is getting really tight, guys, so enter now if you want smooth fame and fortune. WhatsApp that keyword TIOT9 to 063-921-8395 for entry details. And of course, you can find more information on tropica.co.za.
Yeah, get those entries in. Only a few days left. And can you guess what's happening? Yeah, we've been making you happy over the past couple of weeks with these beautiful blue boxes. And I can't wait to let you know why they're back and what's happening. So make sure that you stay tuned for that on your Feel Good Breakfast Show. We're going to take a short break and we'll be right back. What?
What do you say?
You can make my day. It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back, Uncle Tabsy. What time is it?
I'm a bigger book.
Backed by popular demand, the Unrequited have kindly refilled our beautiful blue boxes, which means you guys now have another 3 chances to win one of 3 brand spanking new prizes. So if you want to know what you can win, well, in no particular order, we have a Smeg kettle and toaster bundle valued at 5,600 Rand. The next we have a state-of-the-art Epsom printer valued at 6,499 Rand. And last but certainly not least, we have a Nintendo Switch Lite gaming console valued at 3,999 Rand. They're all very
These are
different.
hot prizes and they're also different.
They're all
hot
very valuable,
prizes.
we know that, but they're all kind of niche. Each one
Yeah,
speaks to a very
exactly.
different person, so good luck.
So you should know what you're looking for, but by now you should know the drill as well. To stand a chance of winning, it's pretty simple. You need to SMS the keyword DUnwired with your name and your email address to 33728. Plus, when you SMS in, you're also entered in the grand prize draw to win a 30-second tech dash in a DUnwired. It's valued at 100,000 Rand.
Wow.
It's insane.
Man. So if you didn't win last time out, in fact, even if you did win, you can still enter again.
Can you
Make
really?
sure, yeah, no, you can. You can enter now just by SMSing, so that SMS is going to be charged at only $1.50. No free SMSs apply, but the competition is going to be ending on the 15th of November. So get on it. Every Friday we'll be picking our box opener, if you will, but you can find all the terms and conditions on expressoshow.com. And here to get us excited for that Nintendo Switch Lite, which is a pretty cool, very light, obviously, but awesome free roaming console to use. Is Brian Smith. You better use free roaming as part of your description.
I feel like Brian will explain it better what this console is all about. Brian, what's it about?
It's light, man. You can use it as you go.
Well, here it is, right before your very eyes, the Nintendo Switch Lite, which could be yours, of course, courtesy of our friends at Dion Wired. Here to tell us a bit more about this incredible device and why it is that you should want it, our resident tech expert, Brian Smith. Good to have you. So how are you, man?
I'm good, thank you very much for having
Happy
me.
Monday.
To you as well.
Start of a brand new week, man. Okay, so the Nintendo Switch Lite is what we're talking about right now. Obviously, everyone knows about the Nintendo Switch, so let's quickly talk about the differences between the two consoles.
So it definitely is free roaming. So this is essentially many people might remember the Nintendo Switch coming out a few years ago. I think Nintendo did the idea of nostalgia really well.
Yeah.
And this was essentially a console that you could take anywhere and do anything with. So it has sort of a detachable display with two gaming consoles called controllers called Joy-Cons on the side, and you were able to dock it into your television set. So you can use it as either a desk-bound or a plasma unit-bound console, or you can take it with you.
Yeah.
The Switch Lite essentially takes this in an entirely new direction, so it's entirely a handheld, free-roaming gaming console that the controllers are actually attached to the gaming console itself. And this is really perfect, I think, for anyone who wants to go gaming on the go. It sort of reminds me of many of the it's free roaming. It reminds me of many of the gaming consoles that many of us might have grown up with.
Yes.
Sort of the old Nintendos of yore. And this, I think, is really an exciting game format to get
Did you
aboard.
say the Nintendos of yore?
Yeah, Nintendos of yore.
You are so festive right now. Wow. All right, let's talk about the games that are available on the Nintendo Switch Lite, and also from a graphic point of view, is it satisfying for, you know, the regular gamer out there?
So the really cool thing about the Switch Lite is that it can actually handle all of the same games as the Switch, the main Switch itself, except for those that were only available in the dock mode, where you had to dock it onto a controller that would connect to a plasma TV, for example. But this essentially has the same fidelity as the original unit, which is really exciting for anyone who wants to get to grips with all of the latest Switch games.
Yeah, absolutely wonderful. And what about battery life? Because, of course, as a handheld free roaming device, you'll be using it on the go, so you would like to have battery life that's quite good. Huh?
So the coolest thing about this is it actually has better battery life than the original Switch.
Oh, wow.
So you can get up to 8 hours, obviously playing at full fidelity on this console itself. So this is absolutely perfect for anyone who's on the go, long commutes, want to break up their workday with some games in between. The unit itself, although smaller, is slightly thicker, has this larger battery inside, and you'll get the same screen fidelity as with the main Switch itself.
Yeah. What about the feel, especially from a controller point of view? Does it feel good on the hands?
I absolutely love the way Nintendo styles their consoles, because you just have this really familiar feeling in hands. If you've played a game on an old Nintendo console a couple of years ago, this is exactly the same feeling. It feels really familiar and intuitive, and it's exactly what you just want to grip and get to games with.
Yeah, it looks really, really good over there, eh?
Absolutely.
So what would you say, which kind of game is this intended for at the end of the day, ultimately?
I think this is intended for the kind of person who perhaps doesn't have a lot of time at home or in front of a main screen, one enjoys games, enjoys the online experience, but wants to be able to move around, perhaps has a commute to job or goes to school, for example, university.
Yeah.
This is absolutely a no-frills-spared console that I think is perfect for the person on the go.
Wonderful stuff. Thank you very much, Brian Smith, taking us from the gaming consoles and Nintendos of yore to the Nintendos of now. What? Anyway, so to stand a chance of winning the Nintendo Switch Lite or the other two incredible prizes, just SMS the keyword Dion Wired, then your name and email address, and send that over to 33728. And we could be calling you live on Friday to pick a box and reveal your prize. Plus, when you SMS in, you also stand a chance of winning that 30-second tech dash worth a whopping 100,000 Rand in a Dion Wired. Remember that SMSs cost you R1.50. No free SMSs apply, and that all T's and C's can be found on our website, expressoshow.com. This particular competition closes and ends on the 15th of November at 9 a.m. in the morning. So good luck and get entering.
Stream Fireplace.
Dion Wired, where humans go for technology.
Fantastic.
Well, from the world of tech to the world of...
The tech of yore.
to cyber
Sorry, buddy, you're never going to live that down.
You know, cyber criminals also free roaming, unfortunately, but they work around the clock. They don't rest, they don't stop, they don't sleep. They're always trying to find new ways of exposing you and gaining access to your personal information.
Yeah, and that's really what's at the heart of this. It's phishing for information. They've got so many tools to be able to do that in our modern era, but the main thing for you to take on board is that you can protect yourself from these cyber criminals. You can make yourself a little more savvy, and we're going to give you some tips on exactly how you can do that right now.
Cybercrime is a socio-technical problem that is increasing at an alarming rate and will eventually take over traditional bank crime. Unauthorized access to devices, identity theft, and online bank information theft leaves us all vulnerable victims. Today, I'm joined by Sabric Acting CEO Susan Potgieter to chat to us about the dangers of cybercrime and how we can protect ourselves from these cyber criminals. Susan, always a pleasure having you with us.
Thank you very much.
We learn so much from you. Now, as the digital age advances, cybercrime also naturally advances and becomes a bigger problem. Just how big is this problem and what are the dangers?
Right, you know, the way I look at it is that crime follows business, and the more technical business becomes and the more we digitalize, the more criminals will do cybercrime. It's just the way, you know, the way it unfolds, because at the end of the day, they are after the money, and if you understand the relationship between information and the financial losses, then everything seems to make sense. Definitely criminals are using cybercrime to access our bank products and also to gather as much information as they can about us so that they can use that information to defraud their victims.
What are some of the current cybercrime trends that we're seeing at the moment?
Cyber criminals are definitely targeting personal information, because if they have sufficient personal information about their victim, they can then use that information to trick the bank into believing that they are in fact that bank customer, and then in so doing defraud them by using their digital banking platforms, by way of example, in order to, you know, to gain cash for themselves. So definitely there is a very, very big relationship between data, information theft, and fraud at the end of the day. Now, I think it's time for us to really, really understand the risk of having our information on the internet as well as on our devices that connect with the internet, because at the end of the day, those are the channels that are being abused by criminals. You know, if you think about it, we all have phones. If your phone is not locked and somebody steals your phone, immediately they'll be able to go into all the apps where you haven't logged out. Now, if you like me, my Facebook app is open, my Uber app is open, because I like the convenience of leaving them open. If you go into those apps, you will be able to find a lot of information about me. And so it is with other victims as well. Another example is your email account. I mean, do you log in and out of your email account on your phone consistently? People usually don't. So if somebody gets hold of your phone, they'll be able to see your bank statements. If there are bank statements, you know, that were mailed to you, they'll be able to see who your friends are. They'll be able to look into the security settings of your phone, and they'll be able to even change the security settings on your phone. And that gives the criminal a range of opportunities to then use that information and to defraud you.
Susan, just listening to what you've said right now, it's so scary how much of our personal information lies on our devices. So having said that, what are some of the tips we can implement to make sure that we don't fall victims to cybercrime?
Well, the first thing I would say is make sure that you get into the practice of actually locking your devices. If you have an email account, like a Gmail account, activate the two-factor authentication so that even if you were compromised, that there's a second level of protection available to you. Over and above that, make sure that your operating system is up to date, use antivirus software, and make very, very sure that you don't leave any applications open on your phone in case it's stolen while your phone is open. That is in relation to the mobile phone. Over and above that, on your laptop, you must also be very, very sure that you are in fact protected. And of course, when you use the internet, be very, very, very careful that you don't go into sites that are dubious, because you can never be too sure what your system can be infected with.
So basically, one of the most important ways to keep your data and personal information protected is to log out of your apps after use and to keep your phone locked, right?
Absolutely. It's these little things that can protect you at the end of the day. And there's so much information being made available by the banks and by SABRIC with regard to what you can actually do. So we do have the power, and I think we must use it.
Thank you very much once again, Susan. Always insightful talking to you. Always remember to protect your data and personal information by keeping up to date with cybersecurity tips and ways in which to protect your mobile devices.
We are brave, innovative, everywhere. We are SABRIC.
So the big topic of the day, of course, the Springboks victorious over Wales and setting up that Rugby World Cup final match against England coming up this weekend. Of course, we want to know what your score predictions are, where you think it'll go. If you like Princess, yes, 2-1 victory. The Springboks will take that. But after a hard-fought victory over the Welsh, we got a special message as South Africans from our captain, Siya Kolisi, right in the locker room over there. We want to show this to you. Take a look at this very special message.
Man, look at them.
South Africa, we just want to say thank you so much for your support. It really means a lot to us. We gave our best today for you, and please, 1 more week to go, 6 more days. Just keep on supporting us, and send the messages. We appreciate it.
Come on! Beautiful. And
Come on!
It's amazing, because that must have been such a bruising match. It was physically one of the biggest encounters that I think we've seen in this entire Rugby World Cup. So the fact that they aren't like covered in bandages and blood, I mean, it was so hectic and so heavy. But they listen. When we connected with the guys from Twitter, we have this beautiful opportunity now in this era to connect directly with these guys. They look at their feeds, they look at their handles, connect with them, inspire them, support them, drive them. They need something. They need that little extra gear now, because it's the final, man.
Also for them to be able to connect back with us and send stuff like this, which would have otherwise not happened a couple of years ago, which is fantastic.
That's awesome, man.
And that's exactly how we stay #stronger together. Come on, boys. Come on. There's nothing smoother than winning when you buy Tropica. To enter for Tropica Island of Treasure Curacao, buy any size and your favorite flavor of Tropica in fresh or long life. Find the unique code behind the label or the sticker. Then follow the entry details on the pack and you could win daily prizes of airtime, cash, LG Q60 smartphones, 55-inch LG UHD smart artificial intelligence digital TVs, steam dishwashers, Caribbean tan hampers, or guest watches. That's more than 100,000 prizes. Now, for your chance at competing in Tropica Island of Treasure Curacao, record a video audition of yourself describing how you would outsmooth your competition on the island. Then load that video onto Instagram, Twitter, or Facebook with #TIOT9 or WhatsApp the video to 063-921-8395. And it could be you winning a share of R1 million plus smooth fame and fortune while flying with KLM to the Caribbean for this season of Tropica Island of Treasure Curacao.
Welcome back to it. It is your Feel Good Breakfast Show, Expresso, live right here at SABC3. Of course, World Cup fever everywhere you turn. We've asked you on social media what your score predictions are ahead of the next Springbok game. We received a number of pictures and comments coming through on our Facebook page, Expresso Morning Show, SABC3. Here's a picture from Bradley Babi Aronse. This is a really nice picture of him just showing his love and his support for our rugby team and for the country. Really nice. You can see he's heading out to a nice little braai and is bringing his own goodies that you need to bring to a bring and braai. And we also got another picture from Josephine. Josephine Pickstone also sent us this stunning picture of herself out watching the rugby at a viewing center. Really nice, looking absolutely beautiful, Josephine. That's beautiful. We also got some comments from you guys. The first one is from Gail van Boom, who says, "Good morning, Expresso family. South Africa must go in a bang and don't give away penalties and make sure their tackles are firm. They can do it. Booker all the way. I have trust in our team." We also got a comment from Nomvula N. Kunene saying, SA 9, England 6. Wow. That will be enough to make Springboks the world champs. That's what Nomvula says. Veronica Mullen says, predict SA 17. 13 England, bring it home. And then lots of South African flags over there. What do you think? Continue to connect with us on our social media. It's Expresso Morning Show SABC3. That hashtag is Expresso Show. But now off to the gents to try and see if this conversation is going on about the rugby or what their predictions are.
Yeah, thank you so much. People expecting a proper final there, like 3-7. You know, like I'm hoping there will be a few more points than that, more than 2-1, I think at least. But let's take a step back, guys, and revel in the glory of, first of all, making it into a Rugby World Cup final.
I mean,
Take cognizance of the fact.
Let's do that. Let's do that.
You can say what you want about any of the performances throughout, but we're in it. We're in the final, Ryan. How happy does it make you feel, man?
It's incredible. And it was a grind, but I don't think anyone cares, right? We in the final, you give yourself a chance to win the cup. That's all you want. That's why you come there. And you see the flip side of that, like Steve Hansen in the All Blacks press conference, speaking about like the disappointment of losing in a semi, because everything you've done for 18 months prior to this builds up to that, and then to go out in a semi-final and not give yourself the opportunity to win this thing, you live with that regret forever, man.
Yeah, and that's going to be weighing on their shoulders for a very long time to come, until the next World Cup. I mean, as you said, they've been building up over the past 18 months, doing everything clinically, and
they must have felt like short. This was theirs. Yeah, I think everyone kind of felt that this was the All Blacks. But we look at a performance against Wales. You say grind it out. It was incredibly physical.
Yeah.
Two teams playing quite a similar style of rugby, if you had to look at. We know that Wales have a way of kind of simplifying the game of rugby, and they do the basics really well. This was almost always going to be a physical battle, and probably one on kicks, and Andre Pollard was on point.
Right. Goal kickers are always important, especially in the World Cup, right? They've won so many World Cups for their teams, but I was impressed by how the Springboks dealt with Wales' tactical approach. Most notably, they didn't give us many lineouts, and so they took away one of the key strengths of the Springboks. So that attacking platform was missing, which meant the ball was in play longer, but the conditioning of this team, particularly on defence, is incredible.
And driving them back, not just making the tackle, but
to sustain that defensive effort across 80 was incredible. And so, I mean, like players like Peter Steph Tutoy, Siaka Lisi, massive. The lock combinations, those guys like really were the bedrock of this win. And then Andre Pollard, obviously, with that kicking performance was incredible.
Yeah. And it might not have fired, but he was trying things. He was doing things. He was, good.
Yeah. And looking at just how physical that game was, we've got a week to recover now and to face a formidable English squad. Where do you think we can improve as the Springboks in order to take on, and we'll obviously take a look at what they did against New Zealand right now, but what do we need to work on and improve?
Yeah, so the cornerstone of our tactical approach is box kicking, right? Faf had an okay game. I was worried coming to the game based on the performance in the quarterfinal that we were going to struggle in that area. He was okay, and we were able to put up lots of contestable kicks. Unfortunately, our wingers and our fullbacks weren't able to dominate aerially.
Cheslin Kobe was much needed.
Yeah, he was missing. He's immense in that department. But I think that's the key kind of focus area for us. Our box kicking needs to be good, especially against an England team who are great from broken field. So if you give them an opportunity to attack an unset defensive line, you're in big trouble.
Yeah, look, take nothing away from Halfpenny, his brilliance under the high ball as well. Yeah. But you've got to, in the English
For a
outfit.
man that's like 3'5".
Yeah, completely. I would have loved to have seen him and Cheslin, the air time, the hang time, man. And, you know, everyone asking my mom, thanks, Mom, for backing my knowledge of rugby, would ask me, what do they need to do? What are they going to change for the final? Probably nothing. They're not going to change anything. They're just going to want to execute what they do.
Vinny's still in?
You can't take him out. Surely he won't change personnel now?
Yeah, he won't. But
he should.
He should. So I don't think they'll go. That's like a really brave and I think in Rassi's mind risky move to go right now. But look, Willie hasn't been playing to the level that we know he can, and he's a great player when he's playing well. But he hasn't played well, and so the final gives him an opportunity to kind of redeem himself.
Maybe, and all he needs to do is have one shining moment and he's validated.
Absolutely, and I think the key there is also getting Cheslin Colby back. So hopefully he recovers from injury. Because Willie is needed in a back three where you've got Sibu Nkosi, who's inexperienced. But Colby adds like an attacking dimension that's
also a defensive dimension with that press. Absolutely. He really does have it down. So let's move over to our other semi-final, which admittedly was better rugby to watch. Yeah. Okay, from a neutral's perspective. Can we just say that Eddie Jones had Hanson's number? Tactically, England just were superb.
Tactical masterclass, and what's interesting about that is England was the blueprint for how South Africa want to play. So when they execute their game plan to the T, that's what it should look like. And ironically, England done to New Zealand what New Zealand do to everyone else. So they pressured them into making decisions and taking a tactical route that they don't want to. They look desperate. They look like clueless tactically. They just were out of shape completely. And that's all because of the pressure that England exerted on them. And so the irony there is that England beat New Zealand at New Zealand's kind of primary game.
At their own game, man.
Yeah.
A couple of positional changes. Tactically, there was so much going into this game, so much smack talk, so much banter between the coaches, and that was almost...
I love it.
It was amazing, but they did that. Look at me, and then they made the changes on the field, and it executed.
Yeah, masterclass by Eddie Jones. He's undoubtedly, I think, the best coach in world rugby at the moment. No disrespect to Rassie, who's highly regarded in the world, but Eddie Jones, like how he puts together, and this for me is not a great England team, but how he's put this team together and got them to the final. I said last week that for me they were the second best team in the tournament. Now they're the best team in the tournament.
Ryan, I'm going to say, come and join us. Come and join us, Ryan. Come and join us in the modern game. Come and join us here.
And then we're getting a picture of Mari Torje, man of the match in that game, who was absolutely monumental. Got to ask you then, going into the weekend, what do you predict the final score to be?
I think it's going to be another grandest. So the two teams, if they're playing to their optimal, are going to cancel each other out tactically. There's going to be a lot of kicking in behind. And the game is going to come down to one or two moments, either defensive laps or a moment of brilliance by a player like Cheslin Colby, for example. And so I think it's going to be a grind. It's going to be so tight. I don't think there's going to be more than 5 points separating the teams. Goal kickers are going to be critical there. Yeah. But I'm gonna stick my neck out and go with the box on this one.
Yeah.
I hope.
Score prediction, though. Give us the score prediction.
Yeah, I'm going something like 17, like 14 to the box.
Wow. Yeah. I have a feeling France Stain's going to kick a monster like a 60-footer.
Come on,
I can just see it, man. There's a reason why these players are there. Ryan, we love you, man. Thank you so much, dude.
Appreciate you guys. Thank you.
There we go, man. Well, we're going to take a quick break. In the meantime, do keep engaging with us on Expresso Morning Show SABC3. Let us know your score predictions for this coming weekend's final.
Clover Crush, 100% pure fruit juice packed with vitamins and no added sugar. Crush your daily goodness. Now also available in long life.
Support Crush in giving away another 20,000 pairs of school shoes to children in need. Buy a Crush, dial the number on the pack, and stand the chance to win your share of 500,000 Rand. Hashtag share the goodness. Made with love by Clover.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Happy birthday, a very happy birthday to you.
Yeah, welcome back. It's a birthday time for you and me. Monday, the 28th of October is your special day, and so we'd love to wish you happy birthday. Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah, man, we got a video been sent in.
Yes.
Yay, thank you so much. This one was sent in by Rebecca and Jaden. And Carla, if you're watching and listening, it's just for you.
Giant banjo. That's the best. That is the best. Well done. Well done.
Oh, very sweet, man. Then we'd like to wish my daughter, Debbie Hartman, a wonderful birthday. Thanks for the weekend spent together recently. Oh, that's very sweet. Happy birthday, Debbie.
All right, then I'd like to wish my baby girl, Tegan Williams, a very happy first birthday. It has been a year filled with love and joy, and I pray for many more to come. Happy birthday, my kitty cat. This is from Linique Williams. And then a happy 14th birthday to my Karabo. May God bless you more. Have a great day. I love you.
Then today we are celebrating Milontle, Lelo Tando, and Nolelo, who are known as Mileno. May this lifetime be fulfilled with a very happy memories, plenty of dreams, and a lasting zest for life. Are they triplets? Is that what's going down here?
I think so.
I'm trying to figure that out.
They are triplets. They
Happy
look like
9th birthday to you girls from Daddy Malwande. I love you. Oh, Daddy, you got your hands full, bro. Happy birthday, fam. And then happiest birthdays to Tato Nkwako Malaji on his 8th birthday. Continue to bring us laughter, love, and joy. Love you from your dad, Ernest, and mom, Floshie.
Alrighty, then wishing Joshua an astonishingly fabulous birthday. Let this great day bring you oceans of love and happiness that will last you until the end of time. Lots of love from mom, dad, and your family. Then a very happy 4th birthday to a special grandson, Kale Riemann. Wishing you everything of the best on your special day. May your day be as special as you are, and may the good Lord shower you with his richest blessings. This is with lots of love from Gran, from Pa, and Cooksy.
I'm from Cooksy. And then a happy 14th birthday to my baby boy, Jordan. I don't care if you're 14, but you're still mama's baby boy. I pray for all the favors of God upon your life. Stay sweet. Daddy loves you. Happy birthday, Jordan. Then I wish my beautiful niece, Dakota Ferguson, a happy 2nd birthday. Hello, cutie pie. You're totally growing up too fast. We love and miss you. And that's from your auntie Mila, Skylar, Janine, Jordan, and Liam.
All right, then today is also Kim Dean Thompson's 38th birthday. And the message goes, may you have an awesome day. This is from your mom, Pat, and Shannon, and Tristan, and Sage, and Hannah. You are very, very loved. Thank you very much for all those wonderful birthday wishes, including that wonderful video that we started off with. Please keep sending that to us if you have a moment to record a video and sing a little happy birthday song. Send it to 0716406551. And those birthday wishes you can also send to birthdays@cardova.tv. And if today is your special day, happy birthday.
Okay, sweetie, time to blow out your candles.
Don't ruin the moment. Prevent allergies or cold and flu with fast-acting powder nasal spray from the Nexa range. Nexa, brought to you by Pharma Dynamics.
Well, just a minute before the top of the hour, in fact, just in time right now, you are to get an update on the latest news headlines.
It's just hit 7 o'clock and it's time for those news headlines. South Africa has a 0 fatal accident record in relation to airlines and other scheduled commercial operations, exemplifying the high standard of aviation safety and security in this sector, says South African Transport Minister Fikile Mbalula. He was briefing the media on the current state of the aviation industry in the country. The Portfolio Committee on Transport has meantime welcomed the enforcement of regulations by both the Civil Aviation Authority and the Airports Company South Africa, emphasizing that all risks need to be eliminated and managed. The National Student Financial Aid Scheme, NSFAS, has reiterated that in order to qualify for a student loan, applicants must be South African citizens with a household income of under 350,000 Rand per year. The NSFAS is currently on a campaign drive in the Western Cape to attract applications for the 2020 academic year. The scheme's administrator, Dr. Randall Carolison, says only 3% of more than 240,000 applications received so far are from the Western Western Cape. Cara Lessons has also encouraged students to also consider studying at TVET colleges and not only at public universities. In international news, Botswana's newly elected President Mokgweetsi Masisi vowed this weekend to make the economy his top priority in the diamond-rich country, which is struggling with income inequality, high unemployment and a high rate of HIV. Botswana has been one of the fastest growing economies in the world, with business activities expanding by about 5% a year over the past decade. It is one of the world's largest diamond producers, but was hit hard by a drop in diamond prices in 2009 and a record drought in 2015. The fugitive leader of the Islamic State, IS group, has been killed in a U.S. military operation in northwest Syria, President Donald Trump said yesterday. Speaking from the White House, Trump said Abu Bakr al-Bahadi detonated his suicide vest after fleeing into a tunnel with 3 of his young children, pursued by U.S. military dogs. An on-site DNA test confirmed his identity. Bahadi came to prominence in 2014 when he announced his creation of a caliphate in areas of Iraq and Syria. IS carried out multiple atrocities that resulted in thousands of deaths. And finally, the city of Cape Town says it's elated with the blue flag status 10 of its beaches have earned. According to the World Tourism Organization, Blue Flag is the most well-known eco-label of its kind. More than 47 countries across the globe have almost 4,300 blue flag beaches. South Africa is the first country outside of Europe to have earned one. The 10 beaches are geographically well positioned around the metropole, from Silverstrom Strand in the north, beaches on the Atlantic seaboard, to the secluded little Bikini Beach next to Gordons Bay Harbour in the south. The city of Cape Town says its international accreditation that they've received now proves that the beaches display excellence in categories of safety and service, water quality, environmental management, education and information. That's good news for South Africa and good news indeed for the Western Cape. That's where we leave it for now. Here's Graham with a look at your sports.
Let's kick it off with the best news. The Springboks, of course, advancing to the 2019 Rugby World Cup final after securing a narrow and pretty nervous 19-16 win over Wales. That was in the second semi-final that took place this weekend. South Africa's Andre Pollard impressing with the boot, and Damian de Allende scoring the only try for the team. So after it was 16-all, Pollard's 76-minute penalty proving vital, making it 19-16 to snatch the win for the Boks. They will now face Eddie Jones's England in that final on Saturday at 11 a.m. Staying with our Rugby World Cup news, of course, England claiming a well-deserved 19-7 win over the defending Rugby World Cup champions, New Zealand, to advance to the tournament final, taking place this Saturday, of course. England took the lead through a second-minute try early in the match by Manu Tuilagi, and a long-range penalty then from George Ford made it 10-0 at the break. Ford added 3 more penalties to help England into their first final in 12 years. The All Blacks are only managing 1 try by Ardie Savea. They'll now play Wales in that third-place playoff on Friday. Then on to the shorter format of the game. The Springboks 7 team suffered a 21-5 defeat to Ireland in the final of the Athletes Factory International Sevens in Chester over the weekend. Blitzboks producing a stunning play, scoring 30 tries en route to that final. Blitzboks coach Neil Powell said he was very pleased with his team's effort despite the loss in the final. The 2019-2020 World Sevens Series will kick off on the 5th of December in Dubai. A week later, the teams, of course, making their way to South Africa, where additional tickets to the Cape Town Sevens have been made available from 9 a.m. today, but go and get them fast because they will go like hotcakes. Then on to local football. The defending PSL champions Mamelodi Sundowns suffered their first loss of the season, going down 2-0 to the table-topping Kaizer Chiefs. That was at a packed Loftus Versfeld yesterday. The Amakomzi's victory coming from a Samir Nukovic brace. They now extend their lead at the top of the table by 5 points. This victory also confirms them as genuine contenders, I think, for the PSL crown this year. Then on to motorsport. Reigning Formula One champion and current championship leader Lewis Hamilton claimed a brilliant victory at the Mexican Grand Prix. That was ahead of Ferrari's Sebastian Vettel and his Mercedes teammate Valtteri Bottas last night. But he'll have to wait until his next race to retain his world title. This was the Brit's 10th win of this season, winning with a superbly controlled drive on a tactical fight with Ferrari. So the US Grand Prix will take place at the Circuit of the Americas this coming weekend, where, as we said, he could claim his championship. And that's where we leave our sport for now. Well,
Well, let's take a look at an update of your traffic this morning in Gauteng. In Rooi-Huiskraal on the N1 inbound, there's congestion between Brakfontein Interchange and New Road. The average traveling speed there is about 35 kilometers per hour with delays of up to 10 minutes. In the Western Cape Century City, there's been an accident on the N1 inbound before Wingfield Interchange. The right-hand lane is blocked, so please do approach that part of town with caution. On the Metro Rail Cape Flats line, there are defective signals between Pinelands and Ndabeni, as well as a platform changes due to faulty points at Heathfield. So please do allow for an additional travel time of between 30 to 40 minutes. Right now, let's take a look at the weather.
A zero-fee account with zero surprises. That's different.
Money.
As always, we love sharing your sunrise pictures at the start of a brand new day. So thanks so much to Samantha Nolintle, who sent us a sunrise picture from Bushbuck Ridge in Mpumalanga, where partly sunny conditions can be expected with unseasonably hot temperatures this morning, reaching a maximum of 38 degrees. Wow, bring out all of the sunscreen. Father Khan sent us a sunrise picture from Richards Bay, where intervals of clouds and sun can be expected with little rain this evening, and temperatures in that part of the country reaching a maximum of 25 degrees. Thanks so much for those pictures. Keep them coming. We love sharing them. Now let's take a broad sweep and take a look at the temperatures. In Polokwane, a low of 19 and a high of 35. The highest temperatures in the country in Mbombela, between 18 and 38 degrees Celsius. Pretoria, a low of 12 and a high of 36. Johannesburg, 9 to 33. Over in the northwest, in Mahikeng, 10 to 33. Klerksdorp, 8 to 31. Now southwesterly winds can be expected to blow through Kimberley, 24 kilometers per hour their speeds, and temperatures ranging between 4 and 23. Bloemfontein between 3 and 23. High humidity can be expected in Richards Bay today, a low of 17 and a high of 25. A couple of showers today for Pietermaritzburg and a low of 12 and a high of 22, while heavy rainfall will descend upon Durban this morning, 16 to 23. Your temperatures. Light showers from Tata and temperatures ranging between 4 and 24. In East London, 11 to 20. Craddock, 3 to 21, while light drizzles will be the order of the day for Port Elizabeth, and temperatures as low as 11 rising to a maximum of 18. A couple of showers for George this morning, 9 to 18. The lowest temperatures in the country, a cold -2 and a maximum of 8 degrees Celsius for Sutherland. Heavy rainfall for Cape Town this morning, between 10 and 14. Those temperatures will range. Southwesterly winds of 20 kilometers per hour in Worcester, a low of 4 and a high of 12. High humidity can be expected in Springbok with as low as 2 and climbing up to a maximum of 14, while Uppington will see temperatures ranging between 5 and 21. But no matter what the weather looks like in your part of the country today, here's to hoping you have a magnificent Monday.
Oh, and a magnificent Monday you will have, because it is the Culinary Hotline Bling. Sing. And we are traveling so far this morning. We're taking it all the way to Mexico. Are you guys doing the Mexican wave right now?
Yes, it's the Mexican wave.
Okay, well, this is definitely nothing like what you can expect when it comes to the food. We're making some delicious chili poppers, but we're also making chicken nachos as well. It's going to be an extravaganza. We'll see you after this. Yeah.
Save big this week with Dion Wired. Live your best life with the Fitbit Versa 2 for $3,999. Work it up with the Dell Inspiron 2-in-1 laptop for $11,999. Get a Samsung 12-kilogram Eco Bubble washing machine for a squeaky clean $14,999. Impress with a PlayStation 4 and FIFA 20 for only $8,499. And feel the power with a Samsung Note 10 for $18,999.
us on your cell phone.
Culinary Hotline Bling.
That can only mean one thing.
Hey, hola señores y señoritas, hoy es lunes y está tiempo para Culinary Hotline Bling. Sing, sing, sing! Woo, yes. In case you haven't guessed it, we are in Mexico. Yes, we love tacos, nachos, guacamole, burritos, and churros. So today, we've decided to put our own sombreros on and take a colorful culinary trip to Mexico. And in the kitchen, we stir things up to Mexican taste delight. And we're going to be making chili poppers and nachos with our two bubbly señoritas, Jade Deval and Ana Podreder. Yay! Buenos días, señoritas.
Oh, buenos días, señor.
¿Cómo estás?
Bene.
Muy bueno, muy bueno.
Bueno.
I'm very excited about this. I've been learning
Bring it up.
Spanish over the past couple of months, so
yeah.
this is right up my alley. Yeah. I don't know if that was if that was a Spanish or Mexican accent. Doesn't matter. It's going to be delicious either way. So listen, Mexico has some of the most loved and well-known dishes the world over, right? Let's talk about some of them, and we've got some of them here as well. Yeah.
Absolutely, they're so ready for this. Thank you very much for this beautiful spread. It looks absolutely gorgeous. It's bright colors. You've got amazing dishes coming out. Chili poppers, beautiful pastries. I mean, amazing. It's got gorgeous tacos.
Now, tacos, look at these tacos with the guacamole and the cream.
We're gonna bring on some nachos later.
Oh, beautiful stuff.
And churros.
Oh, churros.
Everything looks
what do we have here?
Enchilada.
Enchilada. We've got some, oh my goodness, guacamole, of course. It's just
guacamole.
beautiful mix of all kinds of great things. And so let's talk about...
Come on.
You can't have a Mexican theme and not do that. What are we about to make over there now?
We are going to make my chili poppers.
Your chili poppers.
No, normally they fry the chili. Look, pick one up there. They fry
So
the
this is
whole
one over
chili.
here.
Yeah, that's what it looks like.
Wowzers.
Oh,
And
I
that
can
will
have
put
the
your
whole
mouth
one.
on fire. Do you like it hot? Anna?
Oh, I love it hot. I like everything hot.
Yeah? Fuego, fuego.
So you just take a spring roll wrapper. You can buy this anywhere.
Okay.
Spring roll wrapper, yeah.
Lovely stuff.
So you're going to put some cheese in here. Say
wow.
like
Magic.
a hard cheddar or anything like that.
It's gonna melt so deliciously when it comes out of the hot oven. Imagine.
Or mozzarella or anything you like. And you add some chili chilies that I've chopped up.
Yes.
And then what I do, I made like a little bit of a glue with flour and water.
Ooh.
Okay, flour and water. So you mix it in what kind of consistency? What's the...
Like a glue, right?
Like a glue, yeah.
Almost like a wood glue consistency so that it's ready to stick it together.
Okay.
So what we're going to do now, and all we do is fold it over like that.
Fold it up.
Fold
like there's a
it
roll it up move coming up.
Yeah. It's like a Mexican way, bro.
Look at that. You can SMS the keyword EAT to 33728 and we'll send you a list of the ingredients as well as a link to the recipe. And you can make your own beautiful spring rolls.
It's important to glue, otherwise it's just going to fall apart when you add it in the oil. And
That
then you
looks
just
amazing.
Pop oil. And then give me one, please, because I want to taste.
There we go. I want to pass this over here. So beautiful. cheese
golden brown
spring rolls.
deliciousness.
Grab one.
Oh, I love one.
Grab one. I'm gonna.
But I like ready for this. It's gonna crunch.
It's crunchy.
It's gonna pop.
It's delicious.
It's gonna bring heat to your mouth.
Yes.
Do you like it hot?
I do like it hot. Oh, muy bueno, muy delicioso. It's wonderful. Try that at home. Very simple, very easy. But we're going to be coming back a bit later on to make some more Mexican dishes, right?
Absolutely.
Because that's exactly where the culinary hotline bling is taking us today, all the way to Mexico. Es muy bueno.
Oh, that
so delicious.
I'm just hearing like crunch, munch coming from that side. Awesome stuff. So we're going to continue with our Mexican fiesta in culinary hotline bling, ding, 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 ding. But right now we're going to continue on a culinary tip and explore the very best that South Africa has to offer. There are those fail-safe go-to restaurants that we all absolutely love. Those that kind of elevate South African cuisine onto another level. And right now we're looking to treat ourselves to the truly exceptional.
Absolutely. We know that South Africa is definitely home to some of the world's best restaurants, and we keep stepping it up all the way to the top. American Express treated us to the Dining Awards 2019/2020. Check this out.
It's no
no secret that Cape Town is one of the world's top culinary destinations. Some publications have even gone on to put us on the #1 spot. And tonight, I'm at the prestigious American Express Dining Awards 2020, where some of the Cape's top chefs have come out to find out who's come out tops. It's going to be a food extravaganza.
The iconic American Express Dining Awards have been the premier showcase of our culinary scene for 21 years, honoring the best restaurants and chefs.
Chris, what a fantastic night. Everyone seems to be having such an amazing time here. The American Express Dining Awards 2020, of course, are so important in the dining scene and the food scene. Why is this the case, and why is it so important for these restaurants to carry your stamp of approval?
Look, I mean, American Express globally is well known for being a foodie brand. It's a lifestyle brand. I think if you're an American Express Dining Awards winner restaurant, it means that you are the best of the best. It really, for us as American Express, is an honor to be able to work with, have relationships with, and have customers go to these restaurants. And of course, the restaurants are our customers as well. So globally, when you see American Express is associated with a restaurant, you just know that you can have a wonderful evening or lunch or breakfast out.
It's not every day you'll find yourself in a room full of top chefs, and I'm getting a bit nervous myself because the awards are about to start. Check who's our host.
With a total of 72 shortlisted restaurants and 38 awards up for grabs, this year's new judging panel had a full plate on their hands with exceptional cuisine and chefs.
I'm standing with two gentlemen tonight here whose work has been cut out for them right from the beginning. They've worked so hard, not just tonight, but of course throughout the entire process. Steve, the South African food scene has gone international. Why would you say that is the case?
I think our amazing chefs have. We really are pushing at an international level at the moment. Chefs are innovating. They really are cooking up there with the best.
Greg, tell us about the judging process. What was involved? What was your criteria? What did you look out for?
A lot of it had to do with ambiance, it had to do with people, obviously it had to do with food, but most importantly, where we need to take, cooking, where we need to take people, and how we need to elevate the conversation. And that's really where my focus was.
We've seen some pretty phenomenal restaurants here tonight, but what sets a phenomenal restaurant apart from a great one?
The public are looking for experiences. They want to feel something. They want to be excited. They want to be intrigued. And I think, when money is where it's at the moment, people want more than just a meal. They want to be excited.
Absolutely. It's all the stuff that you get to, experience long before you sit down for a meal.
The 5 biggest categories were still to be decided, with the crowd on the edge of their seats to hear who would take Best Service, Style, Young Talent, Restaurant of the Year, and...
What an incredible achievement. Best Newcomer tonight. How does it feel for you to be recognized so early on in your career?
So basically it was a bit hard in the beginning, but basically cooking good South African food, finding heritage food, stuff that we grew up with, different cultures. I mean, being South African is like so many different things you can draw inspiration from, and actually bringing that back to where you were or where you're coming from and where you're going to be is an important thing of our cooking techniques, yeah.
Peter, the energy around here is absolutely elevated, but for you as well, congratulations, Best Style. How does it feel to be awarded tonight?
Thanks to Bisa. Yeah, it's a fantastic achievement, I think, for my designer in particular. It feels fantastic to be in these new formats of awards. The whole evening was phenomenal, and yeah, big up to the organizers and to Amex for pulling out such a fantastic evening.
By far the biggest and most prestigious award of the night, Cape Town Restaurant of the Year, went to the famed eatery of Chef Luke Dale Roberts.
Test Kitchen, what a big night for you, scooping 2 awards, Best Service as well as Restaurant of the Year, which is the big one. But what does it mean to carry a title like Restaurant of the Year?
Well, it's amazing, the award that we've got. I'm very fortunate enough to have fantastic people working with me. Steve's my general manager. I've got Gosha on the floor running the front of house. queuing in the kitchen, running the kitchen. He's my head chef. So I'm surrounded by excellence, and I feel excited to win this award, but I feel confident that we can maintain the quality that the award has entrusted on us.
But what does it take to become Restaurant of the Year?
A lot of things. I think our two driving forces are passion and the continuous pursuit of excellence. Just trying to be a tiny bit better every day, trying to find ways to make the experience better for our guests, to make an experience that's memorable. In the perfect world, a memory that's created when they leave, it's something that they never forget, something that they smell or taste that reminds them of a happy time that they had, and everybody plays their part in that.
Congratulations to all the foodies tonight for being awarded for innovation, service, and absolutely delicious food. For you at home, I'm sure you're never going to think twice about where you're dining out next.
And then you snap your fingers, and all of a sudden we're in the presence of cricketing royalty. Gentlemen, welcome to JP Dale. Terry, welcome, guys. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.
Of course, we are so excited. One of the greatest spectacles you will see in cricket, the Mzansi Super League, kicks off on the 8th of November. It is here. Cape Town Blitz are represented. Where's Paul Rocks, bro?
I don't know, buddy.
Come on, man.
We need to prove ourselves.
Yeah,
They're coming.
Sitting in someone's bar, just with the signatures. Gents, such a pleasure having you guys here. Thank you so much.
Awesome.
Really excited about kick-starting the circus of cricket. This is where you get the opportunity to see some of the world's best cricketers play in our own backyard, and some explosive cricket at that. We're going to set the scene after the break, and then this is going into my bar at home. On my wall. Thanks.
Lovely.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back. You're live with Expresso. Thank you so much for tuning in on a beautiful, inspirational Monday morning. Yes, we are still enjoying the glow of the Boks victory this weekend, but we have got so much amazing sport to look forward to. The 2019 edition of the Mzansi Super League kicks off on Friday, the 8th of November this year. The tournament promises to once again bring us all the excitement, entertainment, and of course, all the exhilarating cricket action. Some of the best cricket we've seen on local shores from some pretty amazing teams. The MSL will be broadcast live on SABC, where we'll get to see some impressive marquee signings, including South African cricketing legends Dale Steyn and JP Dermody, and they join us this morning alongside Tami Tembu, Head of Media for Cricket SA. Gentlemen, thank you so much for coming through, and thank you for being a part of MSL. I think from a South African cricketing fan, the joy it brought me to be that close to the action, to see you guys playing such amazing cricket in front of local fans. It's amazing. But I'm going to start with you. Dale, obviously Cape Town Blitz came so close. You'll be kicking us off against the Jersey Stars. First of all, how are you feeling? How's the body? How's the mind? How are you feeling going into what is a very busy season of local cricket, man?
Yeah, I'm very well.
and it is going to be really busy. I actually looked at the schedule.
It's full on, dude.
It's crazy. From, you know, I've had like a couple months now where I've had off. There's been a lot of red ball cricket being played, test matches. All the first class teams are playing 4-day games. So I'd call it a break, but I've been training and doing all my kind of prep. And then all of a sudden this week, everything just kind of like, it just like gets slammed, you know. There's games happening, then it's every Sunday for the next 5 weeks. So it's gonna be pretty crazy.
And it's competitive. That's one thing that I think really stood out for me was just how important this is for every player in these teams. You've got young players making their name. If you think of the Nokias of the world, guys announce themselves on the world stage. But it is very competitive. And one of the sides that really impressed me, Paul Rocks just had such a cool vibe in Paul. It was one of the coolest stadiums to broadcast from, certainly. You guys kick us off. You'll be up against Dale, obviously, in your opener. How are you feeling about the season, man?
Yeah, I'm pretty excited. This is going to be my first edition of playing in the MSL. It's a little bit different than sharing a comm box with you. But I'm pretty excited. And as you said, the Paul vibe, you know, it was spectacular last year. There was, I mean, people just enjoyed particularly the cricket, but just the entertainment value that you have at Paul is quite exciting. I remember seeing Dwayne Bravo, Mangi Musheshle dancing on stage after a game and entertaining the crowd. So I think I'm going to have to work on some dance moves and make sure that I entertain the crowd as well.
Dude, and this goes to both of you, Dale. You're not quite out of the fold yet, thankfully. JP, how difficult was it getting to that point of announcing your retirement? And how important does this make the MSL for you now, from a personal perspective, to still be out there doing what you do?
Yeah, I guess, you know, when you've played international cricket for 15 years, it's always a tough transition.
Was it that long?
It was that long, yeah. I missed a few years through injury, but 15 years in total, and it's a tough decision to make, but I think one that I was quite content with, quite happy with to make. I felt the timing was right. But I think now coming back into sort of domestic cricket in South African sense, I think I'm quite excited, and I really want to try and make an impact in the MSL. And as I said earlier, it's the first edition for me. So just to see the vibe and I guess the hunger from a South African fan and crowd point of view, how they really lapped it up and enjoyed it, I'm quite excited to play.
Just started in your second game, okay? Not you played pretty well when you were in the CPL. So.
You know, Dale, how are you? Where are you in terms of your mindset now? Obviously retiring from the longest format of the game, but I get a sense that the fire is still burning so much, dude. Every time I see you play, you're still the hungriest player out there. You're still so competitive, and I think that's just why we love watching you play. How difficult was it for you to get to that point? Did this feel like a natural progression? Did it feel like you were kind of forced into that space?
There was a lot of emotions and thoughts going into having to retire from Test cricket, but I just felt like that I wanted to still play a game where I could be an impact kind of player, you know. And I figured that Test matches, we were starting to look at other players now. KG is coming up, and although he's young, you know, we can kind of hand over to him now.
Yeah.
You know, and there's other guys that are coming through, Lungi and Anna. So it was a good time for me, and plus this Indian tour looked pretty tough, so it'll be a good one to miss. But you know, white ball cricket is somewhere where I feel I can still have an impact, and physically it's a lot easier for myself too. You know, after breaking my shoulder, I pushed through and played as much Test matches as I could after the break, and now I feel like 2020 and one-day cricket is doable. It's a lot more easy to bowl 4 overs than 40 overs.
Yeah, exactly. Even if it's all crammed into 5 weeks over the next month and a half. Tell me, this is a spectacle, and it has to be seen to really appreciate it. And you guys have taken the step of making sure that every South African can watch this, and it's a massive thing to have it on free-to-air. Why should people tune in to watch, apart from seeing awesome players like this involved? Why is this such a cool property for SA television to have, do you think?
Look, maybe let me take the opportunity on behalf of Cricket South Africa to congratulate the Bokke.
Yes,
for making it into the final, and all we can say is bring it home, Bokke.
Yeah.
I think it's a very important question. One of the things that we've been able to do, and I think you're seeing it through this interview, the profile of the high caliber player that's coming into MSL is growing. It's growing every year, and we're hoping to grow this brand into one of the, you know, a big league. So I think that's our vision. But I think one of the partnerships, or the reasons why we've partnered with the SABC in particular, is to ensure that we bring the game to every home. We to ensure that every viewer is able to, sitting at home, is able to view the game. But of course, part of what we want to do through these engagements and this partnership is actually to encourage people to actually buy tickets and go and watch the game of cricket at the stadium. I think that is very important for us. And it's not just the final that we actually would want to fill up. We would want every game, across the matches to be a sold-out affair. If we can get to that. If we can get to that, in fact.
I mean, you have an opportunity to watch Dale play against JP, and there is, I want to say, there is a lot of love lost. You can see how much you guys obviously really love playing with each other, but you're a senior player. You can make those sorts of decisions, but. From it, I mean, even with the international marquee players coming in, how cool is it being able to play in a tournament like this where you get to play against your mates? Because you know each other well, but it still seems to be so competitive. When you walk out onto the field, I've got opportunity to walk out with players as you're going out to bat, as you're going out to bowl, and you can feel it. It's serious business out there. How much do you enjoy being able to play against Dale and the guys that you've known for so long?
Playing against Dale can get a little bit scary at times, particularly when you see that vein popping out.
Who's got whose number is what I want to know.
Actually,
I think we've played with each other for long enough. We haven't played against each other a lot.
He's got my number in 4-day cricket, that's for sure. So I've got to get one over him, particularly.
It's a new era has just begun, man. Dale, I know you guys take your responsibility as senior cricketers very, very seriously. How important is it for you to be able to share the space with younger players that are coming through the ranks now, for them to see how it actually is done?
Yeah, it's a great opportunity for all the youngsters to come in, and there are some talented players coming through, and then get to rub shoulders with, like JP said, now we had Bravo a year last year, we had Chris Gale, all these big names and big players, and even when you play like the domestic game, sometimes it doesn't feel like it's a big spectacle, but last year's MSL, like when you walked out, it felt like an international, there was like the advertising boards were lighting up, which is something small.
Fireworks!
You take this stuff for granted when you're playing international cricket, but the domestic guys, they don't have those opportunities. So all of a sudden they're there and there's a lot more happening at the game, and it really feels like a big occasion. And to go with that, you've got some big names too. So it's a great tournament to have, and especially in your home country.
I think for us, it's an honor to have you guys playing in front of home crowds, and hopefully the crowds are going to respond and get out there and enjoy it. Who's going to take it this year, gents?
I think we need to get past the first game. But I think if you look at the history of the tournament, being last year, obviously the Cape Town Blitz was in the final.
He's got his commentator's hat on.
Yeah. Very diplomatic. Parrox made the semi-final, so I think we both have competitive teams. Just the look and feel of the team sheets, I think it's quite exciting when you match up guys and you look at the competitive nature as you spoke about. The important thing for us is also to get, you talk about getting crowds into the stadium. It's get to the non-traditional cricket fan.
Yeah.
I think that's the most important thing. And I think that is what the MSL does. And again, I saw it from the Combox, yes, but to see the Bolandbank Park, packed to capacity was really awesome. So I'm looking forward to this.
Yeah, and I hope, Paul, you're going to stand up because you were, I think, the best crowd there. Dale, not even going to ask you because I think you're going to say the Blitz have it. Tommy, thank you so much. You guys are doing an amazing job promoting an amazing format of cricket.
Great
I know it's really unforgiving once you're out there, so all bets are off. So, gentlemen, we look forward to seeing you out there and doing what you do, and we love the fact that we are able to see marquee players like this. So, Tommy, thank you for that. Gentlemen, all the best of luck for the season. We'll see you out there on the side of the field. And, of course, you can get in on the action, all of the action going on live right here on the SABC. But I would really recommend get out to the stadiums, go and support these players, go and soak up some of the best cricket you are likely to see all year.
Yeah, lots of fast fun for all coming up with MSL 2.0. But right now, it's time for all things smooth, fame, and fortune with Tropica. Now, the big question, have you entered hashtag TIOT9 yet? No, come on, get in there. And of course, are you ready to win your share of 1 million rand in a grand prize? Of course you are. Have you always wanted to be a TV or radio star like Angama Kubela and Bongs or Lizanne Lazarus and Brendan Paper? Well, now is your time. So let's quickly find out how many days are left that you have to enter the competition of a lifetime. Let's see, you've got 3 days. 3 days is all that you have left to enter hashtag TIOT9. And you can enter by sending a WhatsApp, the keyword TIOT9 to 063-921-8395 for all of the entry details that we'll send through to you. Remember, time is getting tight, so enter now. If you want smooth fame and fortune, WhatsApp the keyword TIOT9 to 063-921-8395 for all the entry details. Get entering and good luck.
Oh, well. Get entering. Tropica.co.za for more information. Of course, the culinary hotline bling ting 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 continues here on your Feel Good Breakfast Show. We're taking it all the way to Mexico. So we're going to take a quick break. Oh, in fact, before we do that,
it's coming to you. I climbed over the wall and came across the border.
Oh, yeah?
For you to taste one of our lovely... What? that only landed now? I climbed over the wall. Taste it. Chili pepper. It's beautiful. Climb in there. How is that? Chew it.
It tastes like you really came from far with it. And you had to go over walls.
All the way from Mexico.
You have to dance.
Catch the grand finale for Presenter Search on 3, the Expresso edition, this Wednesday evening at 7:30. Graduate Kutle Adams, marketing specialist Dean Woodman, comedian Nathaniel Davids, and model and mother Jamie Lee Domberg compete for their time to shine as 2 new faces on your Feel Good Breakfast Show. Join us Wednesday evening at 7:30, repeat Saturday at 1, only on SABC3. The stage is yours.
There's nothing smoother than winning when you buy Tropica. To enter for Tropica Island of Treasure Curacao, buy any size and your favorite flavor of Tropica in fresh or long life. Find the unique code behind the label or the sticker. Then follow the entry details on the pack and you could win daily prizes of airtime, cash, LG Q60 smartphones, 55-inch LG UHD smart artificial intelligence digital TVs, steam dishwashers, Caribbean tan hampers, or guest watches. That's more than 100,000 prizes.
toppings. Now, for your chance at competing in Tropica Island of Treasure Curacao, record a video audition of yourself describing how you would outsmooth your competition on the island. Then load that video onto Instagram, Twitter or Facebook with hashtag TIOT9 or WhatsApp the video to 063-921-8395. And it could be you winning a share of 1 million rand plus smooth fame and fortune while flying with KLM to the Caribbean for this season of Tropica Island of Treasure Curacao.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Call us on your cell phone.
Culinary hotline bling.
That can only mean one thing.
Welcome back to the Culinary Hotline Bling. Sing. We are taste buds are dancing to some hot Mexican flavors this morning. Can you feel the heat?
Yes.
See. I can certainly still taste it after that chili pepper we had earlier on, but a beautiful recipe that I'm hoping that you'll try it at home. But we're going to be making some beautiful nachos in the kitchen this morning. Señoritas, you're going to take it away for us?
Yes.
Yeah, you're going to show us how to do it?
Make some guacamole and some salsa.
Yes.
Guys, first I want to ask you, make a sentence with cheese and tacos.
Oh, because they're a great combination.
Lovely combination.
Cheese. Did you see the Springboks this weekend? They tackle all the Welsh players. No? See? Maybe? Claro. Okay.
Yes.
Before we get into this, you know, we are out for hire as well. But, let's talk about the three amigos, and I'm not talking about us three, but apparently in Mexican cuisine, they are the three amigos.
Yeah. Bring it out in there.
Yeah.
Got the green guacamole.
Yeah.
We got the salsa, tomato salsa, and the sour cream to make the trio complete.
They are the three amigos. You need those when you're serving up Mexican food in your house. So especially if you're going to be making nachos, eh?
Yeah. And we're going to make guacamole and tomato salsa from scratch.
Okay, all right.
Bring it on into the bowl.
Please show us
Tomato
how.
salsa is easy. Just chop tomatoes,
Cherry tomatoes.
cilantro,
Oh, yeah?
Fresh.
chilies,
Dania, coriander, chilies.
some garlic.
Ooh, love. Bring it on the fire.
Some lime.
Okay.
Just to zing it together.
Bring it together.
Some
zing
salt
it.
and
That is the driest lime I've ever seen in my
We're just going to squeeze it out.
No.
let out
It's coming out. It's coming out. We don't need a lot. Bit of
You know that
olive
microwave
oil.
trick with the lime or the lemon?
No, what? How?
Have you seen it before?
No.
Microwave your lemon or lime, zap it in the microwave, or
Why?
put it in some hot water. Yeah. It releases its aroma.
Oh, and it
Bring
makes it
out.
softer.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Just a few seconds in there.
You know what happens? These little cells break in the microwave. They pop.
Oh.
So when you
It's much
squeeze out
easier to squeeze out the juice.
it's going to be lovely.
Excellent.
Okay, here is our salsa.
That was very
And I'm
easy.
going to mix it with the chicken. Polo. Or what is chicken?
Pollo.
Pollo.
Yes.
There we go.
There we go. Yeah.
Okay, JD, take it away, girl.
Bring it on the guacamole. Holy guacamole. Ooh, green stuff.
And of course,
Beautiful avos.
you've got to make a good guacamole, hey? Oh, it can be the make or break of your dish.
And of course you can freestyle. I like to freestyle when it comes to guacamole, but we're going to take it back a notch. We're going to do the original style.
Okay.
Onion.
Onion.
I'm going to add everything in the beginning because we're going to work our magic a little bit later. Some chili, green chili, red chili.
Okay, whoa.
Red onion,
There's a
brown
lot of
onion,
fire
no
in this
problem.
dish.
Of course, some tomatoes because you want to have some juice
In your
pop.
guacamole?
Yeah, absolutely.
Wow.
Say no to tomatoes.
Where's
Bring
your
on
pen? Not to Mexico.
Clearly not.
lime, coriander,
Cilantro.
cilantro, dania, soos
Ja.
ons gooi so in die kap. En dan just squeeze out. Okay, of course.
The lemon. The lime.
There we go.
Lime.
So you could go lemon or lime, either way.
But lime has got another kind of perfume, right? Lime is a very sexy flavor when it comes to guacamole. And we're going original, right?
Okay, good. Here we go.
Delicious. Squeeze it out, squeeze it out.
Andale. I'm getting very hungry. Very hungry.
Okay. Now,
You're gonna sprinkle some of your cheese over your
it.
Ooh, fabulous.
nachos.
I'm going to put some chicken.
And it's a plate that's going to go into the oven a little bit later. So make sure you're ready for it.
Look at that. Look at that.
So SMS the keyword dish to 33728. We'll send you the link to the recipe as well as the
Yummy,
rest
yummy,
of the
yummy.
ingredients list so that you can make your own beautiful nachos for this Monday morning.
So this goes into the oven
it looks
for about
delicious.
20 minutes, 180 degrees.
Melt
and
up
then
the
it comes out
cheese.
like that.
Beautiful stuff.
How are we going to serve it with our three amigos?
There we go. You got your guacamole,
tomato
salsa.
sour cream, and we're ready to dig in. Perfect thing for the finale coming up this weekend.
Oh, yes. Yes, make it invite friends there.
Can we taste some of that nachos?
Are we going to taste some of the new guacamole that you've made as well?
Definitely the new guac.
Oh my goodness.
Bring it on. Get stuck in there. This is a very essential one. You know.
There we go. Oh, there we go.
Remember the three amigos?
Yes.
There's a one amigo.
Amigo uno.
Amigo.
Amigo dos.
Oh, you can talk in the language.
Amigo tres. On my nachos.
Senora, enjoy.
Wow.
Open the mouth, senor.
For this, tell us you're gonna make this. It's gonna be delicious.
That was amazing.
Yeah.
Wait,
So many
question.
layers.
What?
Did Hikomi Boca come from La Cucaracha or did La Cucaracha come from Hikomi Boca?
I don't know, but like, he called me Boca. He called me
La Cucaracha.
It's the same thing. He's got the vibe.
Beautiful stuff, ladies.
You like it?
Love it. SMS the keyword dish to 33728. Try out your own beautiful nachos at home. And we hope that you've all been salsaing all the way through the deliciousness of Mexico. Yes, I am doing all of this talking by dancing here at the bottom, talking at the top. So much fun in the kitchen with my amigos. Yeah, because next up, we're going to be making some burritos. Yes, burritos.
Very, very nice. Well, it's no surprise that from the Mexican cuisine, we take you to Mexico for the Mexican Grand Prix drama and a brilliant, brilliant ride. It sounds like by the eventual winner. Here to take us through all the highs and the lows of not just the race, but it feels like qualifying was quite dramatic. Chiro Di Siena, we love you, dude. Welcome to it. Lewis Hamilton, imperious on the day, and it looks like he really impressed you. But before we start with what sounds like a really interesting race in Mexico, let's talk about qualifying. Couple of incidents. Max Verstappen's name was bandied about a lot in the press. What did he do or what did he not do to get into so much trouble?
So Max has had a difficult season. He just really doesn't seem to have luck on his side this season. But however, this qualifying was his fault. He did have a bit of foul play. So the two incidents were related. Bottas had a major crash. And interestingly, there are sensors in the car where a certain G-force is experienced. It will trigger the medical car immediately. So the medical car rushed out to him.
Wow.
Yeah, before it even gets called. Bottas came over the radio and said, I'm okay, guys. And they actually managed to rebuild his car, which is quite interesting. But Verstappen, the yellows that came out, which tell the drivers, look, big incident, slow down, there could be something on the track. Verstappen ignored it and went for the qualifying time. So he qualified pole, but got demoted 3 places, unfortunately. That pushed Leclerc from Ferrari up into first, and Vettel just behind him. And then Verstappen basically had a fight on his hands to come back.
Would he have been in pole without? Do you think he would have?
He would have taken it.
Would have. Wow.
It's an interesting circuit. It's at such a high altitude that the thinness of the air actually affects the car's ability to sort of cut through the air. It affects their downforce.
Oxygen as well,
and funnily enough, or for some reason, the Red Bulls were fastest in those conditions. So Verstappen really had a great chance of winning the race. Unfortunately, it wasn't to be.
You would think that Ferrari had the best chance of winning the race, seeing as they had a lockout once again on that front row. But Hamilton was really impressive, as he has been all season. He really is proving his championship pedigree at the moment. What did he do that worked so well to overcome the Ferraris? Did they bomb out? Did he beat them?
It was a combination of a gamble of strategy on Mercedes' part, which paid off, excellent driving from Hamilton, and another set of terrible decisions from Ferrari. Hamilton, it's difficult to see this sort of thing on TV, and it sounds a bit boring to sit here and report it, but what he did differently to almost every other driver on the circuit was look after his tires. So tire degradation is a major issue in Mexico, and Hamilton adapted his driving style, and this is why he's one of the best, if not the best driver alive right now, is because he managed to drive the car so differently. He saved the tires and he made the gamble on strategy work, and he took out both Ferraris, even though they started in front of him on the grid.
And was able to shut them out. So he had a mathematical chance of winning. Why did he not win?
So his title victory in Mexico depended on his teammate Bottas, who's the only guy who can stop him from winning the title, although mathematically that's not going to happen. But Bottas could have prolonged the title race until next circuit, which is the Circuit of Americas. And what it depended on was Bottas finishing 14 points behind Hamilton, and that didn't happen because Bottas was on the podium.
Okay.
So Hamilton unfortunately missed out on his 6th title win, and what's quite interesting is he would have won in the same circuit that he won in last year, which was also Mexico, but unfortunately not to be. So the title race goes to the next track.
And in front of that grandstand, that's quite an impressive feature to have. This track really is awesome.
It's such an interesting circuit. It goes through a baseball stadium. It's the only circuit on the calendar where the podium is not on the start-finish straight. It's actually in this baseball stadium. So you have 100,000 fans going absolutely crazy throughout the race. It's a really incredible circuit. And interestingly, it was actually designed by a student for his thesis back in the 50s. So if you are a student interested in engineering, do a racetrack.
You wonder what he was trying to achieve with it. Did he want the greatest spectacle in motorsports in front of the stand? It's really, really awesome. I've got to ask, so obviously Ferrari, we know, should be more competitive than they are because they've been proving that in qualifying. Mercedes really are head and shoulders in terms of their execution of strategy, matching that with their technical brilliance. It must be noted that Hamilton didn't have his 6-year-long engineering dude, his guy in his ear for this race as well, which makes it even more.
The drivers work extremely closely with their race engineers, and Pete Bonington is basically, you know, sort of Hamilton's brother almost out there on the track. They're that close.
It's hammer time. Yeah. That's what he says to him over the thing when it's time to.
But it just shows the depth of the Mercedes team. You know, they could call up a super sub, and he came in and helped Hamilton throughout the race. He's the guy you hear on the radio chatting to Hamilton the whole time, and he made the right calls.
Where to next, my brother? You said the Circuit of Americas?
Circuit of the Americas in Texas. It is a spectacular facility. It really is. It costs $400 billion, so it should be decent.
Yeah, sorry, Mexico. Yeah, it's not designed by a student,
and it's the only race in America. Unfortunately, they should have more races. It's not a massive market for Formula One.
Very IndyCar.
Exactly, IndyCar and NASCAR dominates the sport over there, but it is definitely a race worth watching. It's extremely fast. It's dramatic. The drivers love it. It's a really, really good circuit.
And it's probably going to be where Hamilton takes the championship. So, buddy, thank you so much.
Thank you.
It's great having you here.
Thank you very much.
Once again, we are loving all sport, but in particular, we are loving rugby at the moment. And you can continue to play around with us on social media. Give us your predictions. The big rugby final, Rugby World Cup final, taking place this Saturday. The Boks up against England. How do you see that one playing out? Let us know on our Expresso Morning Show Facebook page. But we'll see you on the other side.
This is Season 9 of Tropica Island of Treasure. Welcome to Curacao in the Caribbean. Buy Tropica and come find your smooth fame and fortune. WhatsApp the keyword TIOT9 to 063-921-8395 for audition details. And stand a chance to win your share of a smooth 1 million rand. Grab a Tropica for details and see you in paradise.
The more Tropica you buy, the more chances you have to win hundreds of thousands of prizes. Tropica, nothing smoother.
Join former Miss World Dr. Relene Strauss and the ever so suave Nico Panaggio as they host this year's Pink Polo presented by Biomedical Emporium on the 9th of November at Valdevia State. With proceeds going to breast cancer awareness, be part of SA's Who's Who saying hello to summer with a day of polo, fashion, sunshine and celebrity in the winelands at the Pink Polo presented by Biomedical Emporium.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
It's a beautiful Monday morning, still reveling in the glow of victory. Of course, really, really positive about the Springboks. You can continue to share that love with us on our social media platforms. But as we turn to social media, it seems that the more you're online, the more you see little pumpkins popping up everywhere, little bats, little Halloween is
Smiley
here, man.
pumpkins, toothless pumpkins.
Toothless pumpkins.
Empty pumpkins.
Yeah,
pumpkins.
boy band pumpkins.
Of course, it's Halloween all around, I guess, the United States, if you will.
They love it, yeah.
Celebrate. Look at that. And so,
check it out.
of course, a time for some trick-or-treating, some costume wearing, and the celebrities are also getting in on some trick-or-treating as well. Jessica Biel, to be more specific, this is Mrs. Justin Timberlake. She got in on the action, and this after she was outed on the Jimmy Fallon show that she wasn't really a fan of Justin Timberlake's career-propelling band, NSYNC, back in the days. So she wound back the clock and dressed as Justin in the 90s. Look at that. That is her as... Wow. I don't remember NSYNC ever wearing that. But anyway, she rocked out in a teal metallic jumpsuit with white tennis shoes and completed the look with the curls that Justin was so well known for. With the dirty fro. With some blue sunglasses over there. And Timberlake, meanwhile, he coordinated with his wife's 90s look by dressing up as a giant microphone.
Is that the whole band? The band's back together, man. The band's back together.
Pretty good.
That's
So
hilarious,
she was joined by 4 others who dressed up as the rest of NSYNC members: JC, Chazez, Chris Kirkpatrick, Joey Fantone, and Lance Bass. So they kind of went with the
very cool, man.
Justin looks good as a microphone, eh?
He does, man.
Back there.
I think the fact that they seem like a really cool couple. Yeah, they can just be cool, keep it chilled.
Now, Casamigos co-founder Randy Gerber and his wife Cindy Crawford opted for a fun 70s look, while Nina Dobrev channeled her inner Billie Eilish. And Paris Hilton brought out the party spirit by showing up dressed as a Vegas showgirl. So it was all about the Halloween party at Casamigos. And Halloween is being celebrated on Thursday, and people have already been getting into the spirit of things over the past weekend. And we hope that those who are celebrating have fun doing it, fun trick-or-treating, fun with the costumes.
I'm going to go to a Halloween party.
Are you?
On Thursday. I am. I don't know what I'm going to... My boy, who's in the UK at the moment, is being dressed up as a pumpkin.
Okay, so he's dressing as a pumpkin.
He's going to be like a little round pumpkin.
Maybe you can dress like Cinnamon.
Cute. Like Cinnamon. I don't know. I'm thinking like one of those, like, you know, like the Day of the Dead kind of vibe. That's like pretty cool, suave.
I've never done a Halloween party before.
I'm excited. Maybe you can let us know on social media platforms. Give me some inspiration. What are you going to be dressing up for as, you know, your Halloween kind of costume? I don't know.
I'm stuck on this blade. Like, maybe I should go as like Blade. Wesley Snipes.
What would you like? Sunglasses. How do you dress?
Or Django. I could go as Django. Yeah. No? Meh? You don't think I could pull off Django? Come on.
What would you wear? Like cowboy outfit?
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, well, it's time for us to take a look at those news headlines once again. South Africa has a 0 fatal accident record in relation to airlines and other scheduled commercial operations, exemplifying the high standard of aviation safety and security in this sector, says South African Transport Minister Fikile Mbalula. He was briefing the media on the current state of the aviation industry in the country. Now, the Portfolio Committee on Transport has meantime welcomed the enforcement of regulations by both the Civil Aviation Authority and the Airports Company South Africa, emphasizing that all risks need to be eliminated and managed. The National Student Financial Aid Scheme, NSFAS, has reiterated that in order to qualify for a study loan, applicants must be South African citizens with a household income of under 350,000 rand per year. NSFAS is currently on a campaign drive in the Western Cape. They're trying to attract applications for the 2020 academic year. The scheme's administrator, Dr. Randall Carlison, says only 3% of the more than 240,000 applications received so far are from the Western Cape. Carolison has also encouraged students to also consider studying at TVET colleges and not only at public universities. In international headlines, Botswana's newly elected President Mokgweetsi Masisi vowed this weekend to make the economy his top priority in the diamond-rich country, which is struggling with income inequality, high unemployment and a high rate of HIV. Botswana has been one of the world's fastest-growing economies, with business activity expanding by about 5% per year over the past decade. It is one of the world's largest diamond producers, but was hit hard by a drop in diamond prices in 2009 and a record drought in 2015. The fugitive leader of the Islamic State group has been killed in a U.S. military operation in northwest Syria, President Donald Trump said yesterday. Speaking from the White House, Trump said Abu Bakr al-Baghdadi detonated his suicide vest after fleeing into a tunnel with 3 of his young children, pursued by U.S. military dogs. An on-site DNA test confirmed his identity. Baghdadi came to prominence in 2014 when he announced the creation of a caliphate in areas of Iraq and Syria. IS carried out multiple atrocities that resulted in thousands of deaths. And finally, rugby fans are elated that the Springboks have made it to the Rugby World Cup final in Japan on Saturday. And one of their supporters who will be watching them in Tokyo on Saturday will be none other than President Cyril Ramaphosa. The president has assured Springbok captain Siya Kolisi that the national rugby team enjoys the support of 57 million South Africans. He said, "I am so proud of you personally and of the team as well." This he said in a video call to Kolisi on Saturday morning. The president also jokingly told British Prime Minister Boris Johnson, "See you on Saturday, Bojo, when you will be watching Siya and the team, as well as I, heist the Webb Ellis Cup." And on that note, it's time for us to take a look at those news headlines with Graham. Sports.
Yes, as you just heard, of course, the Springboks advancing to the 2019 Rugby World Cup final. It was after securing a narrow and rather nervy 19-16 win over Wales in the second semi-final over the weekend. South Africa's Handré Pollard impressing with the boot, and Damien Dealende, who's been great all World Cup, actually scoring the only try for the team. After it was 16-all, Pollard's 76-minute penalty proving vital, making it 19-16 to snatch the win for the Boks. So they'll now face off against Eddie Jones's England in the final on Saturday. That game at 11 a.m. South African time. So England claiming their well-earned 19-7 win over the defending Rugby World Cup champions New Zealand to advance to the tournament final, taking place this Saturday, as we said. So England took the lead nice and early in the match, in the second minute, in fact. Try by Manu Tuolagi and a long-range penalty from George Ford, making it 10-0 at the break. Ford then added 3 more penalties to help England into their first final in 12 years. The All Blacks are only managing 1 try by Artie Sevilla. They'll play Wales in the third-place playoff on Friday. Then on to the shorter format of the game. The Springboks Sevens team suffered a 21-5 defeat to Ireland. That was in the final of the Athletes Factory International Sevens in Chester over the weekend. The Britsboks produced stunning play, scoring 30 tries throughout the tournament en route to that final. Britsboks coach Neil Powell said he was very pleased with his team's effort despite the loss in that final. The 2019-2020 World Sevens Series will kick off on the 5th of December in Dubai. Then, of course, a week later, teams make their way to South Africa, where additional tickets to the Cape Town Sevens leg have been made available. They'll go live from 9 a.m. this morning. Get on it quickly, though. They'll go very, very fast. And then on to football. The defending PSL champions Mamelodi Sundowns suffered their first loss of the season, going down 2-0 to the table-topping Kaizer Chiefs. It was at a packed Loftus Versfeld yesterday. Amakozi's victory coming from a Sami Nurkovic brace. They now extend their lead at the top of the PSL table to 5 points. This victory also confirms them, I think, as genuine contenders, at least, for the PSL crown this year. Then on to motorsport. Reigning Formula One champion and current championship leader Lewis Hamilton was in imperious form, claiming a brilliant victory at the Mexican Grand Prix ahead of Ferrari Sebastian Vettel and his teammates Valtteri Bottas last night. But he'll have to wait until next race in America to retain his world title. This was the Brits' 10th win of the season, winning with a superbly controlled drive, protecting those tyres, most notably in a tactical fight with Ferrari. So the US Grand Prix in the Circuit of Americas this coming weekend, where he'll probably solidify his next championship title. But that's where we leave our sport on this Monday morning.
Quick last look at your roads this morning. In KZN Camperdown, there are roadworks on the N3 westbound before Camperdown interchange. The emergency lane is closed, so please do approach with caution. In the Western Cape Century City on the N1 inbound, there's been an accident before the Wingfield interchange, obstructing the ramp lane. Delays can be expected, so please do keep a lookout for this. On the Metro Rail Central Line, there are overhead power failures at Philippi and operational irregularities between Nyanga and Philippi, impacting Kapteins Klip and Chris Hani train services. And these trains are temporarily suspended, and commuters are advised to use an alternative mode of transport this morning. Please do travel safely. quick last look at those beautiful sunrise pictures you've sent us. Thank you very much to Leon Venter for your sunrise pictures from Banana Beach in KZN, and JP Malherbe for your sunrise picture from Robertson, as well as Samantha Nolintle for your sunrise picture from Bushbuck Ridge in Mpumalanga, and lastly Fatah Khan for your sunrise picture in Richards Bay. We really do appreciate those. Keep them coming. We love sharing them at the start of a brand new day. A last look at those temperatures. Polokwane, a low of 19 and a high of 35. The highest temperatures in the country in Mbombela between 18 and 38. Pretoria 12 to 36. Johannesburg 9 to 33. Over in the northwest in Mahikeng, a low of 10 and a high of 33. Claresholm between 8 and 31. Southwesterly winds of 24 kilometers per hour blowing through Kimberley in the Northern Cape, a low of 4 and a high of 23. Bloemfontein between 3 and 33. High humidity for the day in Richards Bay and a low of 17, reaching up to a maximum of 25 degrees Celsius. A couple of showers for Pietermaritzburg, a low of 12 and a high of 22. Heavy rainfall to be expected in Durban today with a low of 16 and a high of 23 degrees. Light showers for Mthatha and temperatures ranging between 4 and 24. East London between 11 and 20. Cradock 3 to 21. A light drizzle for Port Elizabeth today and a low of 11 and a high of 18. A couple of showers for George today and a low of 9 and a high of 18, while the lowest temperatures in the country this morning, Sutherland -2, reaching up to a maximum of 8. Some heavy rainfall for Cape Town to be expected today. Temperatures ranging between 10 and 14, while southwesterly winds of about 20 kilometers per hour will be blowing through Worcester and a low of 4 and a high of 12. High humidity for the day in Springbok with temperatures ranging between 2 and 14, and Uppington rounding things off between 5 and 21. But no matter what the weather looks like in your part of the country, here's to hoping you have a magnificent Monday.
And a magnificent Monday it shall be. Hopefully we are adding so much to your morning already so far here on your Feel Good Breakfast show. No.
Yes, no.
I've got a question for you, because I'd like to know about your life.
Okay.
Because it's fascinating.
Okay.
How old were you when you had your first crush?
13.
13 years old?
Yes.
Okay, and did you tell him? Did you ask him out? What did you say?
Ask him to be his friend.
Yeah?
Because I like him. He was tall and charming.
Yes. Yes, what was his name?
Michael.
Oh, okay. Well, hopefully, Michael, you're watching here. When I had my first crush, Princess,
yes,
I was about 15 years old. I started late.
Okay, you started late.
But now I'm going 0 to 100, catching up on all those times missed. I don't hold back on telling my crushes that I like them. Listen, I'm going to take a quick break. After the break, we've got a relationship therapist in the house who's going to be helping you out there if you're battling with how to tell your crush that you want a piece of them.
Yes.
In the meantime, I want a piece of a lemon poppy muffin, please, Princess. We'll see you right after this. Is it fresh? When did you bake this one?
Yes,
this morning?
no, this morning, yes.
Nice, love it. I'll have one. Thanks so much, my no-no.
A taste loved by those who have tried it. McAfee, great coffee, simple. See you after the break.
Welcome back to it. It is your feel-good breakfast show, Expresso, live right here on SABC3. It's a beautiful Monday. Thank you so much for choosing to start the week off with us. Now, we all know there are many moments in life when we need to make a good impression, and sometimes we need a few tips to get us through those tricky situations. Now, we've seen the presenter search on 3 contestants have their time to shine with presenting, but you can also have a time to shine in your everyday life with Orbit Gum. We've got you covered. If you're wondering what the best way to ask your crush out is, then you're sorted. We've got clinical psychologist Asha Dulab here to give us some tips on how you can take that first big step and take the plunge no matter how old you are, whether you're 13 like when Princess had her first crush, or 15 like I was, or even 40, or it doesn't matter. Asha, so good to have you here.
Man.
Great to be
This is such a cute topic. It's so sweet. I'm getting butterflies in my stomach just thinking about it. I think there is not a human being out there who hasn't had a crush at some point on someone. Some of us let that crush build for years before we build up, or never, in fact, build up the courage to actually go and ask. I mean, that feeling when your crush walks into the room, maybe it's happening right now in the office. Hey, do you have a crush? Do you have an office crush?
Certainly not.
Say it to me, come on, man.
No, certainly not. I'm sorry,
man.
I'm sorry to let you down.
But Asha, why is this such a big thing, do you think, for people? Why do we have a physical reaction?
Well, certainly we have all been crushed by a crush before in our lives. We have experienced that. So a crush is a very bodily experience. We feel it in our gut. It's something that's not only in the mind, but in the body. So that is why we have these butterflies in our tummy. It's a feeling it's an experience of extreme emotions. We on the one hand excited, but on the other hand, we are so fearful and we are so full of nerves. But it's a beautiful experience, having a crush. I mean, if life could only be a crush, it's a beautiful
It can feel really good, hey?
I feel like I'm crushing on the Springboks.
But Asha, what are some of the daily challenges or sort of big challenges that single people face when trying to put themselves out there and try to put themselves in front of their crushes? What are some of the big challenges there?
Sure, I think definitely the fear of rejection. That is the first thing that people fear. It's being rejected. They go into almost this flight, fight or freeze mode when they have to meet their crush and they have to engage. It's either they become quite, their throat just closes up and they can't even speak. So the challenge is definitely rejection, but rejection can be a protection from the universe. So sometimes we just need to embrace rejection, be accepting of how it's going to play out, but also just be playful. Keep it adventurous, keep it fun.
Light.
Keep it light.
It's not that deep.
Don't overthink it.
Yeah, it's not that deep.
Because your fear might be standing in the way of your perfect relationship. You just never know. But maybe you want to take the edge off and kind of plan something. So you've had the courage to overcome the butterflies. You've asked your crush out on a date. It got all weird, then it got all cool, and now he has said yes. What do you do for your first date to make sure that you don't completely scupper things? Because the nerves are going to be even worse then on the first date, especially if you've known the person for a long time.
Sure. So I think just keep it natural. Think about it as you're going out on a first date. So where would you take a good friend? But let's also just stay in vogue. Let's do coffee shops. Why do you think there's so many coffee shops around? The more crushes we have, the more coffee shops we have. So let's embrace the beauty of all the coffee shops. And the more, as I say, the more coffee shops, the more relationships, the more crushes, the more marriages, the more divorces. So let's just blame it on the coffee shops.
Ahead of ourselves.
We're getting really excited.
But yeah, keep it natural.
Keep it chilled. Cool.
But you go on a few dates, right? And you keep it chill, and you go on a few dates, and maybe you go on a date over here, a date over there, a date everywhere, and it doesn't work out quite the way you expect. What sort of effects can that have on someone who's single and really just looking to achieve their crush?
Sure. I think people can go into a self-doubt mode, questioning themselves. Perhaps questioning, am I good enough? Am I lovable? What am I deserving of? I think people need to look at their perceptions of themselves. Where are they at in their current space and time? How do they perceive themselves? Because how you perceive yourself is what you're going to attract back into your life. So there's a lot of internal dialogue that happens. And one is to watch that. We can become quite self-critical of ourselves, and we can judge ourselves. So be careful of that. Watch that internal dialogue. What are you saying to yourself? and just remember that you are lovable. Make it an adventure. Life is adventure.
You're not defined by a date.
I just enjoy it, and I suppose this spills over into a number of areas. You might be thinking of asking for a raise. You might be wanting to go after a particular new job. You might be wanting to make a change in your life, and we do fear change. We do fear something, but there is something about a crush, because I think often it can build up for such a long time. You kind of build up that perception. What one tip do you have for someone who's just on the verge but needs that little push? What can you say to encourage?
Keep it light, be adventurous, be fun. Go with your true, authentic self, and don't have any huge expectations. Accept the outcome just the way it is, but just remember the adventure in it. It's a complete adventure, so enjoy it.
Sorry, I just wanted to add to that quickly before we run out of time. What if they do say no and you've got to continue working with them?
Sure, that's a bit tricky, but use the no as an advantage. See it as a positive. Reflect on it rather than becoming reactive, or reflect on the no and persevere. Why not? Don't give up.
Try again.
Try again. Why not?
Try again.
Make a light joke out of it every now and again in the office and say, I still have a crush on you. Without being a creep, obviously.
Find the humor in it.
Try again tomorrow, and again the next day, and again the next day.
Maybe not that many times, because it can get a little bit otherwise.
Oh, no, that's really cool. Asha, thank you so much. Hopefully you are feeling inspired to go out there and step into the limelight. Put your best foot forward. It's time for you to shine with Orbit Gum. And remember, of course, to watch our presenter search on 3, the Expresso edition finalists embracing their time to shine on Wednesday evening, 7:30 p.m. on SABC3, where this week we will finally find out who has really shone and who will be joining our Feel Good Breakfast Show team. There are 2 spots available. Who will take them?
It's your time to shine with Presenter Search on 3 and Orbit Gum.
Back in the kitchen again with my 2 amigas, and we're celebrating all things Mexican cuisine, all things muy delicioso this morning, and we're about to make some great burritos. These are a staple, aren't they, in Mexican cuisine? Yeah, burritos?
Absolutely. Much like the theme song La Bamba.
Para bailar la bamba se necesita una poca de gracia.
Perfect for making these burritos.
There we go. All right, so you're going to get your burritos into the pan, nice hot pan?
Yes,
bringing the heat.
Yeah, like a medium pan. I won't go too hot. I'd rather just want to heat them up. And then, Jade, you're going to do the filling.
I'm going to mix it up in here, and literally you can go crazy, but remember, you want to get some cheese in there and the good stuff too.
Good.
So we're going to go, let's go chicken.
Chicken first.
Let's go beans.
And if you're on the plant-based diet, just skip the chicken completely and then just add all the other ingredients. That'll be as healthy.
Red onion for some crunch and some sweetness and some bite. I love me corn. We're going in the corn.
I love me corn.
I also like to, sorry Jade, I also like to use like raw corn. Straight from the millie.
So
from the kernel.
Yeah, it's
I'm going to keep the best part for last. I want some chili in there. Bring on the heat.
Yes, we like it hot, hot, hot.
I'm seeing something of a... Look at... What on earth? Wait. So the red and the green, which are part of the Mexican flag, red and green are part of the... Is that just part of the cuisine as a standard as well? Tomatoes, chili are always there.
And you know it's got a bird on there as well. Can you tell us which bird is on the Mexican flag?
Is it an eagle? Yes, I thought so too, yeah.
And the red and the green of yesterday is Steve Wells and...
Take
that cup. England,
yes.
It's not your cup.
It is not your cup.
England.
And cheese.
That wasn't me.
Clover cheddar goes in.
Add some cheese over there. And of course, we're using a beautiful clover cheese range, which includes a variety of cheeses ranging from cheddar, gouda, tussers, and white cheddar and feta. All of the variants there for you to use with any kind of dish that you wish, depending on your preferred taste.
I want a lot in there, but enough so that it won't, go out. Let's go.
Oh, there we go. There we go. Just dip the whole thing in there.
It's difficult for me to roll this thing up,
I know
Jade.
you can do this, girl.
So do you want to
It's not an easy thing.
I saw you roll those phyllo pastries earlier.
So you're going to tuck it in?
Chili in
Tuck
there.
it
So you're
in.
going to do
Do you
this.
think I can chuck it in here? It's
Oh,
not going to
wow.
work, Jade.
If you
It's
could
not
do that,
gonna
that would
do
be
it.
amazing.
Yes,
Look at this.
Yes.
Unbelievable.
So you can also do this, wrap it in foil, and then when you're ready to eat it, you can toast it.
There you've got it.
Muchas gracias, muchas gracias. Oh, wow, and it's nice and warm as well. So SMS the keyword Clover to
Another one.
33728, and we'll send you a link to the recipe as well as a list of the ingredients so you can make your own Mexicano-inspired
Ooh,
burrito.
delicious. And now that cheese is going to melt because of the heat of it.
Oh, yes. Okay, so I'm gonna give the cheese just a little bit of time to just cuddle inside my burrito, and it's nice and warm for it to melt.
Wow.
And let's quickly show you how we made this.
Oh.
That's good.
Clover cheese is for those who love life, where everything falls into place and melts away our cares. Clover, for the love of cheese.
Made with love by Clover.
Is Monday getting you down? Then brighten up your day and enjoy a Mexican fiesta with these delicious Clover cheese burritos. Add 1 cup of grated Clover cheddar cheese to a mixing bowl, followed by a cup of shredded chicken, a tin of drained kidney beans, half a diced red onion, a cup of drained corn kernels, a 1/4 cup of halved baby tomatoes, half a red chili chopped, and a handful of chopped coriander, then mix to combine and set aside. Next, heat 6 flour tortillas in a hot pan and spoon over the cheesy chicken filling. Roll up and enjoy. Clover cheese burritos are packed with flavor, and it's the perfect ending to a long, hard Monday.
Made with love by Clover.
Oh, delicious.
Oh, yes. SMS Clover to 33728. And there you have it. We actually got the burritos back in the pan just to make sure that the cheese melts. So you can actually do that once your tortillas come off and you add your filling and you've wrapped it up, then pop it back onto the pan just for a little bit of a medium heat to allow it to melt the cheese.
Or you can put some foil around it.
Yes.
And also put it in the pan and heat it up, and it actually stays warm longer.
For a little bit longer
More
as well.
toasted.
Okay, so am I going to take this to my amigos?
These ones.
Oh, those ones. Okay, we're giving them the fresh ones. Wow, we were.
And give me
I tell
some
you what.
guacamole. Put the 3 amigos on here.
There we go, the 3 amigos. You can't have your Mexicano cuisine without your 3 amigos.
Salsa,
and some salsa
and
as well.
make it look pretty.
Some of that greenery there on
There
top
we
of
go.
it.
There we go.
Yes.
SMS Clover to 33728. Amigas, muchas gracias.
Muchas gracias,
Y
señor.
hasta mañana.
Hasta mañana.
Cheese is for those who love life, where everything falls into place and melts away our cares. Clover, for the love of cheese.
Made with love by Clover.
Amigos, I present to you the burritos muy fantástico y muy delicioso. ¿Sí?
Wow.
Add it. I didn't bring this here for show. This is for you to dip into the 3 amigos, whichever you prefer. We got some guacamole, some sour cream there, some salsa. Get creative, whatever you like. Bite in. Let me know what you think.
Get out of here.
Yeah? See?
Mamma mia!
My work here.
To the dime! Oh, there's like a little bit of chili in there as well. Oh, so good. Oh, man!
Bring home more than just memories of Mauritius with Club Med's all-inclusive holiday packages for families, friends and active couples. Choose from 3 Club Med Mauritius resorts and save up to 15% on your December 2019 booking with their early booking bonus. Extra bonus, kids under 12 stay free in Mauritius and fly free on Air Mauritius. Contact the agency by Club Med to book and visit clubmed.co.za for details.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back. This is your Feel Good Breakfast Show, live, large and in charge on a Monday morning. Now, we just had a discussion about asking your crush on a date. And it seems people don't need advice on advancing into the dating world because the contemporary landscape is quite a scary one. Well, I think they do need advice. It's quite a daunting one, quite a scary one, and getting rejected is not that easy to take. It's harsh.
It's not a game, it's not a joke. So today we're asking, how have you dealt with unrequited love in the dating world? We're back with clinical psychologist Asha Dulab, who is in the building to help us discuss this hot topic. And we'd love to hear from you as well, your questions, your comments. Get them through to us on our Facebook page, Expresso Morning Show SABC3. Drop a comment on this post and we will engage with you live.
Good to have you here, Asha, talking about this. And I guess the first thing to ask is that in this modern day, is it easier or is it more difficult to put yourself out there into the dating world?
I think it's becoming much easier these days. I think if we have the social platforms that make it easier, so Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, WhatsApp. It's easier now to just ask someone for a cup of coffee or to say hi, or even just say, hey, I have a crush on you. So it is becoming more easier. People are becoming more confident. I think that just taking a selfie and putting yourself out there is a message of confidence. It's a message of raised self-esteem. So I think that it is becoming easier, even for those that are a bit shy and a bit reserved. They may have a slow to warm up process in this dating game, but definitely.
It's for some as easy as just swiping right.
Yeah, that's it. That's exactly it. But I mean, the most surely, sorry, you were going to say?
Sure, and of course the dating sites, I mean, those are exactly just swipe right, swipe left, and there you go.
But Asha, I mean, the dating sites, of course, they're very convenient because then you're sitting at home, this device is in your hand, and you're not sitting there face to face with someone that you like and having a whole chat with them. What are the challenges that single people face when they then actually have to bring that to real life? And now you must meet the person.
Sure, I think exactly the nerves kick in and the anxiety kicks in at now having to meet the person. But I think being single, we are all generally seeking for an authentic relationship. We want a relationship with pure love and compassion. And sometimes we're not always going to get what we are seeking for. So our expectations must meet our reality. So we need to put out what we really want. And in order to know what we really want, we need to know ourselves, know exactly what we want and who we are in order to attract what we really want. So sometimes if we are in a bad space, so we're not perceiving ourselves in a healthy manner, we're going to attract someone that's not ideal for us.
It all goes about the state of mind and way of life that you are in at the time. And you were talking about the harsh reality of meeting, or the expectation versus the reality. And getting rejected is a reality, especially with people having a lot more options and greater access to options. They tend to be a lot more pickier, you know what I mean? So what effect psychologically does it have on someone who is constantly rejected?
Well, as I said earlier, I think that it gets into you go into a self-doubt mode. You really start questioning yourself. Am I a lovable person? Am I deserving of love? You can go in, you can get quite depressed. You go into a grieving cycle. You actually go through a stage of depression, sadness. You even start bargaining with yourself. If only I did this, maybe this person would be interested. If only I looked better. If only I felt better. And we start comparing ourselves to others as well. So it's a process where grief takes over. Remember that we experience emotions at an extreme. So in order to experience the depth of love, you also have to embrace the depth of pain and sadness and depression. It's a play of opposite emotions. And we need to be open to both those emotions. So often we want to experience life as bliss, and we're not willing to embrace the other side of the emotion, which is sometimes rejection, sometimes pain, sometimes a feeling of sorrow, of grief.
So be prepared for those emotional ups and downs.
And it also sounds to me like it all starts with an understanding of yourself and an appreciation of yourself before you're able to put yourself out there, so that whatever outcome, a date or a crush or putting your foot forward to meet someone sort of delivers, you're okay with, because you have a level of understanding of yourself before you go in. Is that true?
Yes, I think that you need to know yourself, and don't take it personally when someone rejects you. Don't make someone else's opinion gospel. It's just their opinion about you. It's not that that's the truth. So we all have we all know what we really want, and we just need to be clear and go out and be completely open and honest. Go out there, be adventurous, keep it light, keep it fun. Just go and have an authentic, honest conversation. Tell your crush, hey man, this is the way I feel about you.
Yeah. Thank you very much for that, Asha. We're going to keep you here for a little while longer. And the question we're asking is, have you dealt with unrequited love in the dating world? We'd love to hear from you and your questions and your comments. Please feed those through to us, and they'll be answered by clinical psychologist Asha Dulab here. Head on over to our Facebook page, drop a comment on the post. Also, let us know, what have been your experiences in the dating world, some of the challenges that you have faced, and hopefully we can answer some of those questions for you.
Seeing as I'm wearing the sombrero of truth, okay, Teresa, you've got to answer me truthfully. Can you remember a crush? And did you have a crush and ask someone else on a crush, or did someone crush on you and ask you out?
No, I never asked anyone out. Someone asked me out.
Really?
But back in those days, there was no WhatsApp. I don't think we even had cell phones, so we had to phone each other and talk, which was really awkward and embarrassing.
Or actually walk up to the person.
I know.
Who was your first ever crush?
Okay, so going way, way back, I think I was about 6 or 7, it was MacGyver. Such a crush.
Worthy of that mullet. Was just, no, but he was awesome, man. I feel you, Teresa.
I think it was the theme music as well. And, just exciting.
Well, you can hear right now there's a bit of Mexican theme music playing in the background. It almost feels like it's coming from my sombrero. We're going to continue with our Mexican-themed culinary delights. And I say delight because churros really are one of the greatest things that you can ever make in this world. And we're going to be doing it with chocolatey deliciousness, hopefully inspiring you with some great desserts. So stick around, we'll see you in a moment. Can I taste one just first?
It's your time to shine with Orbit Gum and Presenter Search on 3, the Expresso edition. Follow the journey as the top contestants work through weeks of grueling challenges, fighting for one of 2 presenter spots on Expresso, all to be decided in a nail-biting finale. It's your time to shine with Presenter Search on 3, the Expresso edition. Wednesday evenings at 7:30, repeat Saturdays at 1, only on SABC3.
This is Season 9 of Tropica Island of Treasure. Welcome to Curacao in the Caribbean.
Buy Tropica and come find your smooth fame and fortune. WhatsApp the keyword TIOT9 to 063-921-8395 for audition details. And stand a chance to win your share of a smooth 1 million rand. Grab a Tropica for details and see you in paradise.
The more Tropica you buy, the more chances you have to win hundreds of thousands of prizes. Tropica, nothing smoother.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back to it. It is your feel-good breakfast show, Expresso. It's Monday. We're talking relationships. And today, clinical psychologist Asha Dulab is in the hot seat, really hot seat, to help us discuss and unpack the contemporary dating world, how to deal with unrequited love or the rejection and all of that. We'd love to hear your questions and your comments on our Facebook page, Expresso Morning Show, SABC3. Kat, you've got some there.
Yeah, some of the latest comments here. Letlogonolo Mulwana. Luckily for me, I can handle rejection. No big deal at all. Clearly, there's something wrong with my crush. Duma Mabitsela says, I cry to heal and try to forget about him. Let's take one here from Clayton, who said, when someone has a crush on you and you don't feel the same way, how should they deal with it? So should you deal with, and how should you deal with it as well when it is your time? And I guess, yeah, that's a very important kind of thing to talk about, because there are two sides to the coin. When that unrequited love comes your way, you are either the rejectee or the rejector. And I think a lot of times people think that the person who rejects gets off scot-free and is like, it's cool, I just got to say no. But does that person carry something with them as well?
Yes, I feel that some of them feel guilt, they feel bad. They feel...
Especially in a friendship context, right? When if it happens there.
I think that we most of us live in a script of being nice. So we want to be nice to people. We don't want to hurt other people's feelings. So we usually put other people's feelings before ours. So we are very much the rejector is it's a struggle for them as well. It's not an easy experience where they can just reject and say no. In fact, saying no is actually a big thing. We need to actually say no more than saying yes. In life, we say yes far too much. So saying no is a huge step. It's not an easy thing to say no. So one is being very honest and truthful. And let's face it, who wants to be with someone that doesn't want to be with you?
Yeah.
But also, the trick with saying yes because you're trying to be nice and not really genuinely feeling that for the person that's asking you out, then can end some really good friendships and relationships. So how do you get back once, let's say, you've either rejected someone or you said yes because you were trying to be nice and see where it could go and then it didn't quite go there? How do you get back to that balanced, stable friendship space?
I think we need to first allow some time and distance between the two parties. I think it's healthy. And then work slowly on developing the friendship. Sometimes the friendship can never be because the crush is there. So you're constantly in that state of that extreme emotion of excitation and nerves. So space and time is very important. And also just accept the outcome just the way it is. And don't take it too personally. Be open to whatever comes.
Yeah. When that's happened, especially from a friendship context that we were discussing now, and there is rejection, you've taken that time away from each other, should you expect, as both parties, that the friendship will be different? Because there's been something now revealed that has changed the dynamic of your friendship.
I think it will be different. I mean, once you overstep that mark of declaring your love for someone, it changes the relationship. But it can be in a relationship that allows for growth and expansion. You can learn so much from being rejected. You can learn so much from saying no. So it's a growth experience. It's expansion, and you can use that in your in future endeavors to connect with other people. In life, we all want to just connect and have relationships. Life is all about connection, acceptance, and relationships. So. It teaches us great lessons.
Absolutely.
Yeah. It's all about the lessons. Kat, have you personally experienced anything like this?
No, I haven't.
Wow.
Have you?
No.
Well, on that note, thank you very much, Asha, for listening to us and taking in those comments. And we hope that this conversation was very enlightening to you, because we know that loving someone who doesn't love you back can leave you feeling pretty down about yourself, as Asha said also. But there's absolutely no reason to feel that way. Unrequited love is beautiful because it reminds you of the love that you have to give. And it's a rebellion against the idea that love can only exist if it is returned. So don't be afraid, to love somebody and to tell them that you do. And of course, in time, it's very possible that you will find that special someone who will love you back just as much as you love them.
Kat, something to tell you.
Hold. Okay. Oh, director, we love you. So we're going to say Richard Dean Anderson, okay, who is MacGyver. Teresa has a crush on you, okay. I probably still have a crush on you, MacGyver. We love you. No, we're going to let Teresa do what she does best, and that's make sweet treats, okay, because you always come in with the sweet treats at the end of our show. We're going to do something spectacular. What are you going to make for us today?
We are making churros, so Mexican-inspired dessert, absolutely delicious.
It is amazing, and doing something quite interesting, creating this particular dough, which I'm going to ask you about, but we will return in just a moment with the sombrero of truth to make our beautiful, delicious churros. We'll see you now.
Science reaches for the truth. It works for the big and small, for the old and young. And with knowledge as our first ingredient, science is at the heart of our food. For differences you can see, feel, and trust. It all starts with science.
On the penultimate episode of the next brand ambassador, the remaining contestants take on the ultimate challenge, selling tickets and dealing with celebrities. It's make or break as they push to ensure they survive the last elimination round. And in the boardroom, one finalist's dream gets dashed, while the others make the final five. That's the next brand ambassador, Thursdays at 7:30 p.m. only on SABC3.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back. This is your Feel Good Breakfast Show. Happy Monday to you. If nobody said it to you yet, we are live, large and in charge right here on your Feel Good Breakfast Show.
So, if a glass of SA's best wine and a view of the Cape Valley's vineyards is your game, then you're probably at the Robertson's Wine on the River Festival.
Yeah, and you got the chance to recently visit that festival. It looked like it was amazing there. And you even got a quick masterclass on the right way to taste wine, because you didn't know this before.
I mean, I needed like polishing up. Just look at all of this gorgeousness. Today I am out here at the Robertson's Wine Valley for the annual Wine on the River Festival. I couldn't think of a better way to spend my weekend. Beautiful people, world-class wines, interesting food to taste, lots to do, lots to taste. It's gonna be an extravaganza.
Set in the picturesque Robertson Wine Valley, this idyllic open-air festival aims to showcase and celebrate the best in local wine.
Now, I was lucky enough to receive VIP tickets, which entitles me to a VIP experience at the Nedbank VIP Lounge. I did say there's a lot to taste, a lot to do, touch, feel, and see. But first, let's line the stomach a little bit. Fruit over here, wine over there. It's a dream. Peter, this is just so incredible. What a beautiful setting, and everyone's having such a good time. And I can see why you've gone on for 14 years. But what does all of this mean for the wine community of Robertson's?
So this is our annual festival. It's there to showcase the wines that we have.
So we've got close to 30 different producers here, showing their entire offering, and in a wonderful setting along the river. This river is our lifeblood of our community, and it's celebrating that too.
What's the one thing I absolutely cannot leave here without trying?
So firstly, this region is the home of MCC, South Africa's version of champagne. So do not miss out on them. And then also try our Chardonnays. Our Chardonnays are world famous. There are many producers, there are many different examples, and they are all truly beautiful wines.
For the true vinos, the wine theatre was an absolute must, where attendees had a unique tasting experience set to satiate the senses.
John, the theatre showcase you had earlier on today was absolutely mind-blowing. I came in here with a perception around red wines, but you've changed my mindset altogether.
It's kind of the mentality that we're trying to change here in South Africa. A lot of people are comfortable with the wines that they like, but there are a number of wines that they haven't even discovered from regions they've never heard of, and that's what we try and do in a theatre like this.
Why is it so important to teach people about wine in a space like this where they otherwise just want to have a good time?
Always the extra value that's added onto it, but it's the opportunity for people to learn more, and we find those who are open-minded enough to do that are the ones that are attending it. So we always feel it's a great addition to any festival, such as the Wine on the River here.
Well, John, there's a very technical style of turning the glass around, smelling it before you taste the wine. What's that about?
Well, listen, it's not too technical. It can be a bit about flair. Pinkies out to pinkies in. You want to swirl it. You want to hold it up to the light. It gives you an idea of the age and the cultivar. But most importantly, you want to get your nose in there nice and deep. All right? Put your nose in there. Take a deep whiff. Take that in, and then give it a sip. And that's all it really is about.
The sip is my favorite part. John has converted me.
Cheers, Johnny. Cheers to that. Thanks, Abiso. Thank you.
Desmond, what a vibe we're having here today. What are you most enjoying about this event?
Absolutely amazing. Robinson's always pulls out all the stomps. This wine festival is one of the best in the country.
Why do you think South African wines are so world-class?
I just think it's the passion that we put behind our wines. I mean, if you look at a South African wine, it's made from true love. I mean, if you look at just the farms, I was here yesterday as well, just visiting some of the farms. It really is true, authentic winemaking that's beyond just the idea of making a wine, but it's about the true South African experience.
How exactly have you elevated the payment experience for the customers?
You know, when you're a merchant here and you want to take payment, you always worry about, is it seamless? Can I take card? Can I allow people to pay as they choose? Do people want to pay with cash? Do they want to pay with this? We provide an omni-channel experience that gives their clients the ability to pay with what they choose. If you want to take cash, we have an ATM available for you. If you want to be able to just tap and go, you can use your card. That's why we've brought our pocket pauses, and you are seeing them everywhere. The truth about it is, for us, we try to cancel out the hustle of paying so that people can just enjoy what they came here for.
The highlight of the day, boarding the Viljoendrift boat on the Breda River to enjoy your wine with a view.
The absolute highlight for today was the versatility, different people, meeting different cultures, the friendliness of the people, the hostesses, everything was amazing.
I liked the most about today's experience was the lifestyle experience offered by Nedbank and this boat trip, of course.
There's just some kind of calmness and happiness around it, which I've thoroughly enjoyed.
The Wine on the River 2019 was an absolute 10 out of 10. Great people, world-class wine, sun kissing your skin. It was an absolute extravaganza. We can't wait to see what 2020 has in store for us.
Oh, that is the best of the good life. Sorry that we had to put you through that, Uncle Tabsy, but a beautiful day out. Well done to all of the winemakers who certainly stepped up. Now, we all know that getting up on a Monday, it's tough. It can be really rough, but fear not, it will be worth it in just a few moments. So this tasty treat presented itself around the 1500s during, believe it or not, the Spanish Inquisition, but has since traveled around the world and become a family favorite. It is beautiful. This dish comprises of a simple dough, flavored
flavored with cinnamon and sugar, and of course then dunked in chocolate. And if you haven't guessed it by now, it's a chili chocolate churro time. Chef Teresa is in the kitchen to make sure that our Monday blues get beaten back with these golden delicious churros that are making my mouth water, actually. So much that I can hardly even speak. And then adding the little chili as a chili chocolate vibe.
Oh,
very clever.
delicious.
Very, very cool. It adds a bit of heat. That heat just allows you to enjoy the flavors that much more. But this is something that's been around a while, since the 1500s. I don't know why we referenced the Spanish Inquisition, but thankfully a much more cheerful time now that we can enjoy our churros. But it's a particular kind of batter, and I'm quite interested, Teresa, to see that we've got warm water going there that's going to help us form the batter. So,
Yes.
Okay, start us right at the very beginning.
Something a little bit different. Okay, so we've got some water in the pot. I'm going to add some butter.
Because this isn't what you would normally do when you're creating a dough. You wouldn't do it through a heated process to begin with.
It is slightly different. So I've added some sugar, and I'm going to add a pinch of salt.
Okay.
Just going to bring that to the boil and melt that together. So you can see our butter's melting there already.
Pretty quickly, okay.
Yeah. So give that a good mix. And then once it's melted, you're going to lower the heat, and we're going to add our flour.
So why would you be doing it in this way and not just doing a conventional normal pastry?
So we don't have a raising agent in the flour. The water in the product is actually going to convert into steam and be sort of like the raising
Okay, and that's what's going to kind of aerate.
So it's a slightly different sort of story. So add the flour in. And then, I love the music.
I know, I was about to say, the whole cooking experience being so much more enriched by the fact that we've got our Mexican guitar and trumpets going in the background.
Adding to the atmosphere. So give that a good mix until it comes together into a dough.
Okay.
And then you're going to take that off the heat. So I'm going to turn that down. And then it's going to look like this. You have a nice soft dough. Now, very important, you put it into a bowl and you let it cool for 5 minutes.
Okay.
Because we're going to be adding an egg, and we don't want
a la scrambled egg.
Scrambled egg story. So throw your egg in.
Okay, so that you've added after you've gone through the whole process. Okay, and then a beautiful...
Cooler.
We're using the vanilla extract there,
That's it. Now we need to apply some elbow grease. Going to use a whisk.
use both. You could actually just even use your hands if you need it. So you've got to kind of break that dough back down again, obviously, so it can mix in with the egg.
And it does.
No, nothing gets left behind.
It does separate out a little bit, but if you keep mixing,
you've just got to kind of just work through it, so you can get something that presumably then gives you a pipeable,
nice soft dough.
Okay.
Yes.
There we go.
There.
I love it. And this, I mean, we're using one quite simple variation here. Obviously, the traditional, you want the cinnamon sugar.
Yes.
And that, for me, is the mark of a good churro, but dipping it in chocolate. But you could take this in any direction, really.
Absolutely. I mean, in terms of dipping, you could use coconut, you could use nut flowers, sprinkles, just about anything. Okay, I think we're getting there. So you've got to earn your churros.
Yeah, 100%.
Put the work in.
I feel like I haven't earned my churros yet.
Would you like a turn to mix?
I've really tried to be supportive.
Maybe if we try the spoon or...
Okay, let me give it a good go. Okay.
Yeah, so you basically want to get it into a nice dough. Have your sprinkles ready when fried. And what we're going to use is a piping bag with a star nozzle or something with serrated edges, because if you have that nice edge on your churro,
that's going to give you that little...
Give you that nice crisp bite.
I don't know if this is the right kind of texture, but...
Shall we...
There we go.
I'm going to give it one more mix with a wooden spoon.
Okay, do that.
There we go.
Okay, I feel like in some way I've earned at least a bite of a churro, nothing else.
There we go.
Well done.
Looking good. It's coming together.
Beautiful.
Okay. Right, so pop that in your piping bag.
Okay.
Go with your nozzle. And then, of course, we're using the Be Well canola oil to fry the churros today.
It's a beautiful buttery taste, really nice high smoking point.
Yes.
Actually, in fact, it's the only cooking oil that carries the Heart and Stroke Foundation, the seal of approval, which is a big thing. I think a big thing for us in our kitchen, the sustainability, the fact that it's made exclusively using locally sourced GMO-free canola oil is a big part.
Yeah.
I mean, taste, obviously, that goes without speaking. Look at that.
Okay, just test your bag there. Right, so I'm going to pack it straight into our oil.
Okay.
And you can use some scissors to cut.
Oh, wow, look at that.
As you go. So you're going for about 10 centimeters.
Okay.
So you're going to just Pop it in, give it a snip. And don't do too many at a time. And literally a couple of minutes in the oil, just until they're golden and crispy.
Oh, wow.
And there we go. Might have got a bit of a curl going.
It's going to give you like a scooping angle to...
Yes.
It's so funny that you're using scissors to snip the...
Kitchen hack.
Beautiful. I see you want a bit of a rib there to give it the...
Get that nice
and, how long do you think they need to go for? Because obviously they have to cook through.
Yeah. So you want to look for that golden color. I would say 2 to 3 minutes. If they're a bit bigger, a little bit longer. But you can always test with a little bit of batter first.
Okay.
And then what we've made to go on the side is a chili chocolate sauce. So it's just dark chocolate with some chili flakes and some cream. You can use milk chocolate, white chocolate, caramel sauce is also delicious. What I like to do is make a mug of rich, thick hot chocolate and have that on the side. It is absolutely delicious.
You've hit every flavor note. It looks amazing. Our churros are well on their way. The key word here is be well. You SMS that to 33728 and we shall send you this ingredients list and you can be well on your way to creating the final piece in our Mexican symphony that has been the culinary experience today. It really has been amazing.
Yes.
You want to get some good tongs. Just be careful when dealing with the hot oil.
Yes.
And
just remember, when you put the churros in, the oil temperature will lower a bit. So in between batches, just let the temperature come up.
Come up a little bit.
If you have a thermometer, that is ideal. But if not, just give it a few minutes.
Okay.
So once it's done, take it out. There you
Let them drain and then...
And then while they're still warm, you pop them into your
cinnamon.
Give them a little
bit of a
toss.
A shake and bake.
Yes, you want to do it while they're still warm so the sugar
It's going to stick to the... Okay.
And there you go. Beautiful.
Oh, gentlemen, you better come in here.
churros.
Your timing is perfect, man.
Absolutely.
Some churros. We're doing a chocolate chili sauce for our beautiful, golden, delicious churros. Teresa has been awesome.
Wonderful.
I enjoyed the Mexican cuisine today.
It was really
Thank
cool.
You. Thank you. My burrito. It was like a really nice breakfast.
And thanks for your comments as well. We got a cool comment of the Halloween costumes. A young man wearing his Clark Kent. This is,
look at that.
Yeah, this is Jean Adrian Lachranti's son.
That's a cool
looking like
one.
Superman. And then also a score prediction from Neil Dirks, who says Boca 21, England 13. Go Boca, make us proud. The weekend is coming up.
That feels pretty good, yeah.
That's a good one. Hey, also, big congratulations to Java, who had his One Night with Java concert this past weekend. It was wow. Massive. It was wow. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you again bright and early tomorrow morning. Make someone smile out there. Bye.
We love you, Teresa. We love you. Adios.
Churros
Adios.
for breakfast.
Expresso Morning Show, made with love by Clover.
Another feel-good production.